Hello, everybody. As we wait for the sound check, we're going to get that in stereo. Oh, there it is.
We go.
There it is.
It's the old-fashioned noon whistle.
All right, that's up. How's everything going?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm all right, Uncle Ron. Been a long time.
It
for
has
the Saturday
been a
night
while.
chat. First, I'd like to thank you. That was really cool. What you and whoa, we went blurry. You went blurry, Uncle
Yeah,
Ron.
I know.
Now
Okay,
you're
I'm
back. Are we?
That was fun.
Well, hold on. I just want to make sure it's not like that whole Chinese karate movie thing. Like a couple of times with ID gesture, the thing. I think I fixed the problem. I think it's good. I don't think there's a delay where I go, you get now you must, like that. So, but yeah, thank you very much for the hockey.
Oh, that was
tribute.
fun.
That the birthday tribute to me. That was awesome.
I had it 90% set up to go in XSplit, and Dave Gardner literally came on just as I'm typing the description in the YouTube thing. Can I do color? Sure. And so
that was fun.
We hadn't planned on him doing that, and
that was awesome. Loved it.
And so that was fun. That really was absolutely fun. And I jury rigged it so that both the Howe boys could be there.
Yeah, that was cool. You had all the Howes. You had Gordy and the two sons.
Gordy, because Marty only played in 6 games.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't remember that until you said that. I remember he didn't play in a lot, but
yeah, it was 6, and wasn't you would because I'd ask you what you wanted, and you would want.
I like your hockey calls, and you never do hockey because you're like no one watches it.
No one never does, and
even when I know what you mean because I've done hockey, and I'm like, wow, I got X amount of views, and you look, and you're like, yeah, they watched for exactly 37 seconds.
Hello, nurse.
There's Nurse Teresa. Hello.
So
cat cuddles and snuggles to you, Nurse Teresa. That's a personal joke.
Yes. So you would ask for like Montreal and Edmonton, and I'm going, wait a minute, you got the Whalers that were right down the street, and so you want a Whaler game? Sure. I wasn't going to tell you what I was going to do, and then I remember.
It's funny because I didn't even think. I was like, I'm going to do. I know you like the Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the one time I could root for the Canadians because I really. Wayne Gretzky.
Only human thing I've ever heard of that didn't like Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky is a great player. Not my favorite hockey player.
I understand that.
Okay. I don't dislike him personally, but I'm like, I'd like to see the Canadians beat him.
First retro jersey you ever bought was a Gretzky jersey. It's not the one I'm wearing tonight.
No, you're wearing a Canadian. Oh, Canada.
PK Subban. It's now a retro jersey. But so. Okay, Whalers. I was looking around to see what, halfway decent Whaler team. And then I remembered at one point they actually played in Springfield.
Yeah.
And then I looked they started in Springfield.
Yeah, because the Hartford Civic Center, the roof collapsed after a college basketball. Thank God no one was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they played the end of their WHL season, I believe. And then when they went to the NHL, they played games there. So
they played like 18 games there. They played half the season in Springfield. So I went to look, and because I wanted to make sure that I had a Springfield game. So it was the 5th game of that season, and I just picked it out. And so I have access to newspapers.com, and one of the newspapers there is the Current. The Hartford Current goes back to 1764.
That's amazing.
And so I found the date, and so the day of the game, October 19th, 1979. It's not even on the front page of.
I know you had said that. That was funny during the stream.
It's like, you've got to be kidding me! Oh yeah, they're playing up in Springfield in front of 5,000 people or whatever. So Dave made
because for hockey, Springfield held at the Civic Center at that time
87-25.
Yeah, it was over 5. I mean, it is shocking that in an NHL game that they only held 5,000 people showed up. But they drew okay. I mean, they drew larger in Hartford, but
so Dave made the rink.
Yeah, that was cool. You had the retro.
Retro sport. For those of you who missed it, I had my channel logo on center ice.
Yep.
And on the left side was Digital Dice.
And then hockeytournaments.com.
Hockeytournaments.com.
That was awesome. That was really cool. That was cool.
And so we showed that one off. So anytime I do an action PC hockey game,
that's what you should use.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did it for. So Dave made the rink, and so that was a lot of fun.
You know who I've not, I missed a bunch of people here. So we have the OG, the original Grognard, and I sent you a link, OG, if you want to join. And then we have Thrice Aroni, a card collecting treat. Philip, hello. ID Gesture.
Yeah.
We had Sean, which I put up earlier, but I didn't want it.
Sean's not familiar to me.
Yeah, Sean. Where is Sean? He was just here. Did I not go up far enough? Well, Sean was in here.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Sean Sheflet. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Careful.
That banned from YouTube for life. Sean, thank you very much. Sean joined us yesterday.
That's not the same one I was telling you about then earlier.
Okay. Yeah, he joined. He's a Strat. He likes Stratomatic.
Oh, cool.
So we're doing that little 70s gem thing that I insanely thought I could get 4 games in by, Yeah, no. I did 2. We'll continue it on someday. So we got Larry Harris. Hello, Larry. He says, Larry Harris in the house.
The OG's not feeling well.
Oh, I see that. Captain Carl, thank you for joining us.
He just turned 60.
God bless him. Many happy, healthy ones to come. And OG says, I'm feeling like poop. Let me finish dinner and I'll think about popping. Oh, he'll be here. He'll be here. OG is a trooper. Anyway. ID Gesture. We all love Stratomatic.
So what did you think? We can talk about the teams that they selected. We talked about, it was like a football game when those were announced.
Yeah.
And I went off because
go ahead. Yeah.
Because no 75 Reds. They went with the 75 Red Sox instead of the 75 Reds.
I have to tell you right now, I went through it. I did a stream with that.
How can you not select an Oakland?
I agree. There's 2 things I wanted with it. The other teams, I have to be honest, the 72 Reds are fun to play with.
I'm sure they are.
They are fun to play with. I played the game against the 70 Orioles. Check that out if you'd like. All the other teams besides the 72 Reds, I have no complaint about. I went through them. I like the 75 Red Sox. I didn't want the 78 Red Sox because they put the 78 Yankees. I didn't want the. That's just me, right? I wanted the 75 Reds, and I wanted an Oakland A's team. I think with the B set, there's definitely going to be an Oakland A's team. There has to be.
For a lot of those teams, it's the first time they've been done in super advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe that has something to do with it, too, that they don't want to.
And wasn't 78 already done in super advanced or no?
I'm not sure. I said this on my stream. When I knew I was going to buy that set, again, I'm a Red Sox fan, right? Like yourself. Mm-hmm. When I saw the 78 Yankees, I'm like, I get Ron Guidry in the 1.74. Oh, I'm so in. It's just something I like to do. It's just Louisiana Lightning.
Yeah, it's a great year.
And again, I never disliked him. I
one of us. Now I don't dislike him, but
I don't like. But yeah, I mean, the Red Sox usually hit him decent. I mean, you could go back and in the 78 playoff game, they hit him okay. It's just
fine.
But I think there will be a B set. We actually did it when I did the stream. I had people. They came up with some good teams I didn't even think about. I'd like to see the 75 Reds still. I don't think we're gonna get to 7. The thing with
you already got a Reds team. They gave me
right, but the thing with the 80s and 90s A and B set, in the 80s set, they gave you 2 Dodger teams, 81 and 88. In the 90s, they gave you 2 Yankee teams, 96 and 98, I think it was.
Well, how could you not in the 98 Yankees? They won 18,000 games.
Right. So they gave you those 2 things. So maybe they
96 because at least with the Dodgers, they were fundamentally different teams.
Yeah. 96 and 98 are not fundamentally different teams.
No.
I think there's a few different players, but
did ID Gesture go to a Hari Krishna event in Chicago? We all love Strat and we all love the Red Sox?
No, he's just being nice.
Okay.
He might be on medication. Listen, when ID talked, he he bought a bunch of books. So I was watching, like, he was talking about the books he bought. That's the military games. But they're like
a bunch of reviews on those too.
Oh yeah, but he has series like fantasy, and he was talking about them. And so I said, "How was your trip?" He goes, "It was a trip from hell. The only good thing was I bought these books at like a discount store." So, let's see. Larry Harris says 98 Yankees started out 0-4. Well, they rolled after that. But yeah, I'm not troubled with that. I actually like these sets. Okay, I've said it before.
I know you do.
I hope they do them for every decade, and I pretty much, if I'm alive, will buy them for every decade. And I just do my goofy
60s, I'm sure, because you play a lot of 60s baseball.
Oh, 60s. You know, it's fascinating to me because there's so many big name stars in the 60s, Ron. You know, you still have Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays. You even have Ted Williams at the beginning of the year, and he had a good last season.
Yes, he did.
In 1960, he had a bad 1959 because he was hurt. The only year he hit below 300 in his whole career. So you still have Ted Williams, you have Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda. Then you have the year of the pitcher. You have Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, 64 and 65 are just incredible years. You don't have Williams, but you got Yastrzemski reaching his prime. You got Mantle at the end of his, coming out of his prime.
Clemente, Willie Stargell. There's so many names. Willie McCovey. It just. I think the 60s, and I love baseball. I like baseball now still. I don't – the way it's played is the way it's played, unfortunately. I have issues with that. There's a lot of great players now, but I don't know. It's just something that – it's fun for what we do for me to say those names, whether I'm streaming them or not, just playing them and just to say, like Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente, Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris – Yogi Berra still playing, Whitey Ford. Then you have the Oriole teams starting to come. Frank Robinson, Pete Rose. There's so many great players. I just find the 60s a lot. You're right. I trend towards playing a lot of the 60s. They're just a lot of fun to me, a lot of fun players. So now I know because I cut you off and I apologize. What you want the 70? Oh, I remember what I want to say. So they came up for the B set, people in the chat. This was one I couldn't think of because I said, okay, we got to have Oakland. I'd like to have the 72 A's or the 74 A's. I don't want the 73 A's because I just bought the season. So I have the 73 A's. But then, you know what? Because I kept going through, it's pretty much the same teams who win in the 70s, right? But I forgot about the Angels.
Parity in the 70s.
No. Angels in 79. Could be a very fun team, right? Nolan Ryan, Frank Tanana, right? They're still on Tanana's still on that Angel team.
Ryan last year in California.
Right, because then he goes. And then I was like, the Giants had one good team. I couldn't remember. And I was thinking it was like 1970. No, but they won the division. They won the division.
71.
Yeah.
71.
So that could be an interesting team. Or like you said, and then Minnesota, someone came up with Minnesota in 70. They had won back-to-back divisions, once with Billy Martin in 69, because I thought Martin was still I thought that was the year he managed, but then he got fired because he got in an argument with the GM, told him where he could go. And then 70, they won. So they had a couple of different teams. The 70 is going to be tough. Like you said, there's not a lot of parity. You're getting a lot of the same teams. So, but I think
for sure.
I think the 79 Angels would be a fun team.
Baylor won the MVP.
Yeah.
Buzzy Bavasi let Nolan Ryan walk. What was his quote? I can, for the price you're paying him, I can get 2 8 and 7 pitchers.
Bad move.
Oh, yeah, bad. I think we want that one back.
Yeah. That's one of those another fun cards. I don't have a really. I have it for Strat PC because I got a ton of. I have all the 60s and 70s, but I don't have. There is something to be said, whether regardless of what card and dice game you like to play for sports, Sims, or Dungeons and Dragons, whatever. There's something like you can play Diablo, right? On the PC, it's similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but there's something to be said to sit down, whether you're playing replay baseball, like our good friend Anthony's playing now from Bleacher Bums Gaming. Middleweight set coming out soon for Glory Days Boxing. Yeah, very excited about that. Check that out. Or Payoff Pitch or Stratomatic or whatever. There's something to be said. Roster card. You like to play roster card?
I do.
Yeah. When you just sit down, card and dice. You roll it. You figure out things for yourself. I like playing the PC stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but it's so enjoyable to play card and dice again.
In the last couple months,
yes,
I have probably played more card and dice gaming than I have in the last 5 years. I went and I bought the hockey game. I was thinking about it, and so I bought the Stratomatic hockey game. I love it.
It is. It's fun. I don't understand it like you do because I've asked you all kind. I still got to ask you some questions.
I got to do another video.
You should. I think people really did enjoy that video.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of those up. You and ID Gesture and there's a couple other ones, but that's about it.
Well, and that brings me to the next point was when I wasn't sure if I was going to buy the basketball game. I really don't follow pro basketball. That was, when I watched basketball, it was primarily college basketball. But you bought it like, and you mentioned that you wanted to play. Okay, well, I'll get it if you and I can play. Dave Gardner and I, by the way, we didn't do this on a stream, but we actually hooked up through the Strat lobby.
How did that work?
It worked great. You don't even, as long as one of you owns the season.
Only one.
Now, wow. It was very easy to connect up. You could, I could not, we did a period of 69-70. I think we did Bruins and Blues. And the home team is the host. At least that was the case in hockey.
Okay.
So although I don't own the 69-70 season, I could click on a player and get the top of the card and the stats.
Okay.
The stats in the bottom. I couldn't actually see the card, but when a shot came up, because he had the card images there, I could actually see the card then. It went very smooth once you figured it out.
I have to admit, and we've bashed Strat.
Yeah, but with reason.
And good reason.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the gameplay, but we're not going to get
right.
Well, we can get into it if you want, but we have other things to talk about too. But I have to admit, I got the basketball game and I enjoyed it. And I was like, I'm like, you know what? I'm getting a hockey game. And I did it. To me, it's all new. I've never had it. I get it for like someone like ID Gesture or someone else who's played it before, and they really haven't changed anything when it comes to the look of it. But to me, it was all new, and I enjoyed it. And we have a couple other people in the chat here, and I just want to say hello to Headspun. He says, finishing up my 73 replay with Strat PC. Have played every game manually.
Good for you.
2 years. We'll wrap up tomorrow. Very happy with accuracy. Good for you, my friend.
I use the even more interface for the hockey because you can resize things and it's just not as cluttered. And I played it in college, the actual cards and dice. So I'm just looking for something that's simple. I don't put pictures, no logos or anything like that.
There is a couple of sites. A hockey site.
I bet you. And so you sent me all those pictures.
And then basketball, I sent you though, and they fit in nice.
I bet they do. I haven't played with that yet.
Yeah.
So I bought the 85-86 season, and I bought, of course, the game. And I wasn't sure. I went to look for videos on advanced Stratomatic basketball and found zero. There isn't one.
No.
There's now a couple because you've done one and I've done one. But I went to the Strat board to try it. I'm like, okay, I'm not a basketball fan. Am I going to get my money's worth out of playing this game?
I think you will. I
was stunned how much I liked it. Now, it's going to take 2 hours to play a game.
Yeah, I've tried. You know what? I like and let's say hello to our good friend CP Cards and Dice Combat Painter. How you doing, buddy? Check out that wonderful channel. It's a fun game. I've also looked at Replay Basketball. Todd B, who plays a lot. He puts it in our Discord. It's fun to look. It's a beautiful. I downloaded the demo. I don't know if you've played the demo.
I haven't played the demo.
That's another one that I might. When you make an investment in a different game, though, you sit there and you go, I can't do it.
Exactly. Like, how many of these can I possibly play? I mean, I've got like 4 or 5 different baseball games that I've paid for, and 2 of them I have over 100 seasons for. Okay. I have 2 serious football games, and again, one of them was close to 45 seasons, the other one all the way through, and I only play one of those. I've got 2 hockey games where one I have close to 50 seasons, and the other one I keep buying seasons for. You can't possibly play them all. Oh, and Sean Collins. Hey!
Evan! OG! Now I got to good going, OG. Now I got to reset this thing.
That's all right. Make him work. Sean Collins is my new Patreon.
Excellent. I've seen there he is right there.
Yep, that's why when I saw
Hello, Sean. How are you, my friend?
So just to finish the question before bringing in OG, I mean, it's like, okay, I've got all this time and money invested into these games. How could I possibly justify buying yet another one?
ID Gesture said something funny on his stream today, because Viper Dave, who's in his streams a lot and occasionally come to my streams and a couple other streams, he likes the military strategy stuff, and ID was talking about I'd like to see OG and ID do a stream talking military strategy games. I'd like to see that. But ID Viper Dave says, you must think I'm paraphrasing. He basically, you must think you're going to live a long time. And ID says, I'm living forever, baby. I'm living forever. That was awesome. I love that line. And I kind of feel the same way. If I keep buying games, I'm going to be okay. I got to have time to play them.
They're all computer files. It's not like I can give them to anybody.
It's true.
That's
Anyhow, Devin, the OG, is here with us. How you doing, my friend? How was I can't hear him.
That's because I haven't said anything.
Oh my God, don't do that to me. You do that all the time, and I'm sitting there. I'm just
trying to be quiet like a mouse and not bother anybody.
You're not on the right show then.
I'm not feeling well. Leave me alone.
Okay. I'm sorry. How was your trip to Atlanta?
The trip to Atlanta?
Now that was a bit nightmarish.
Yeah.
Let's start with the plane ride.
The trip to Atlanta itself was horrible. I think we're just going to leave it at that.
Excellent.
I was flying down to Atlanta, and I got the guy who was flying me down flew me down on Frontier Airlines, which evidently is the bargain basement cheapest. I mean, the planes are Airbus A230s, which are like.
Are they propeller planes?
No,
I'm out.
Barely. They're like maybe 15 wide with 6 seats wide, plus it was very, very tiny and cramped, and we couldn't even leave the seat backs.
Wow.
And they charge you for checked baggage and carry-on baggage. We didn't realize this until
the morning. They charge you for the air that we'll charge you for the air that you breathe.
Oh, it was horrible. So I flew down, had a layover in Denver, and it was supposed to only be like an hour layover. Ended up being like 3.5 hours. So I was supposed to get into Atlanta at midnight. I didn't get into Atlanta till almost 3:30.
Oh,
and we had to be up by like 7 or 8. So 4 hours of sleep. It's like, all right, that I can deal with. Got to bed at like midnight Friday night, and then was up at 7 o'clock the next morning. But that's 3 o'clock my time because my body was still on.
Yep.
I'm getting up at the time I'm normally going to bed, and I just slammed into a jet lag wall about noon, and I was done for the rest of the day. I was over in the corner in the very nice recliner, and I was just watching my YouTube videos. That's pretty much what I did. And then the flight back. My flight wasn't out of Atlanta till 7, and I got dropped off at the airport at 12.
7 hours at an airport.
That's a lot of watching. Uncle Ron Junkett, Al Red Sox fan,
a lot of
Uncle Dave Gardner, ID Gesture, and more.
I've actually had worse flights than that, worse layovers than that. Worst I ever had was probably coming back from Japan once. It took me 72 hours to get back from Japan. My second worst flight probably was one time. It took me about 48 hours to get back from Panama.
That's when you were military, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In the military, right?
So I mean, it's not like I've had it was bad, but it wasn't the worst I've ever had. And since I'm ex-military, I'm able to turn my brain off 90% of the time. And not that I have much of a brain to turn off. I know
Oh, you do.
And I had my phone, and so I was YouTubing the entire time, and so
I watched.
I was fine.
Good. I watched several of your videos from there. I'm a little more than halfway through. That's an incredible gaming board. That's all I can say.
My
that was even I'm sitting there going, I want one of those. I need one of those. And I'm like, I've set it up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm happy I have it.
Oh yeah, it was the board was phenomenal. And the problem was when we were streaming, we were only streaming in 720.
Yep.
So people really couldn't. Fortunately, when I was recording in like 1968 or something like that. So my videos, on YouTube are 1080, and you get a really good.
No, it looks sharp. I didn't see the live stream. I didn't see any of the live stuff, so I was watching your.
Well, that's I didn't do that through YouTube. The streaming that we did on Friday and Saturday was done on Facebook.
Yeah, I got banned from that.
Well, that's because you need to come up with a better last name, a fakier last name.
Let me tell you something.
Have Nurse Teresa help you.
She did, and she's wonderful, and I love her. But. And
I'll be right back. I gotta grab something.
And he's out here in that one. He's like, you make me sick. Anyway, but yeah, it's the Ted Williams picture I sent them that pissed them off.
There are people who use fake pictures all the time.
Yeah, not Al Red Sox fan. Oh no, he can't. Let's ban him. I got banned twice in 33 seconds. I have the record for being banned from Facebook, and I answered every question. That's what's hilarious.
It's sad because there was someone from the gaming community that friended me, and his account got hijacked. All of a sudden, I'm friends with this woman, which I've been married forever. So
yes. To lovely Sarah.
Oh, she's wonderful. She really is wonderful.
She is wonderful.
But, she's made the joke. I could go with anybody I want. As soon as I can go to the bathroom, they're going to bring me back home anyway.
They're like, here. Go home.
And so it's like, okay, well, I don't remember befriending you. And you're pretty, but if you're actually a gamer, and I can't think of you in that way because that's wrong. And there's one very suggestive picture, like, oh well, yeah, you're kind of if this was
not even her, to be honest with you, it's some dude.
It's even worse than that. She hijacked that gamer's account. And so it's like, oh no, we're not going to be friends. I don't need to have that happen. And because he started another account, and it's like,
I don't understand, because Facebook can clean that stuff all up if they want.
Oh, sure.
I mean, they're making enough money selling your information to the Chinese already.
Exactly.
Just clean up the stuff.
I've got hot chocolate.
And we've got MP Fox.
And what's in the hot chocolate?
Nothing. Oh, well, wait a minute. I've got whiskey.
Whiskey's good. My uncle made my dad. My uncle made my dad. You like put cherries in whiskey, and you let them ferment. Oh, it's good.
Oh, I mean, I had what? Someone used to make those around here.
Oh, newest member of Discord right here, Sportsman Z. How you doing, Bob? Good dude. Check out his channel. Good stuff. So, I have a request.
I
have a request.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Devin and ID Gesture, along with Dave Gardner, body paint. No, I'm kidding. I'd like to see Devin and ID Gesture, if they're able to, hook up. Do a military sim. Just talk about some of your favorite military sim games. I think I would like that. That's something I would like. And my next question for Devin regarding Lock and Load. And congratulations again, Devin.
Absolutely.
Now, because I asked him a question, I can't get that in Steam yet because you said it's still in the beta testing.
The Lock and Load Tactical Digital is still in beta. We just got the beta keys this week for Steam. We were doing it online through just regular downloads. But since it's going to be released on Steam, Tom and David have been working on getting it ported over to Steam. And Tom loves Steam because all he has to do is to update is just hit an update button and automatically sends out the updates to us rather than the old way where we had to download it ourselves and install it and everything. But yeah, the plan is Lock and Load Tactical Digital is supposed to be out by Thanksgiving. But don't yell at me if it doesn't come out. I think I'm just passing on what my boss tells me. I just pass on what I'm told.
ID Gesture says he'd love to do a stream with you, OG, regarding. I just think it'd be really fun.
We'll work on something. We'll figure something out.
So, and again, we have Phanomatic. How you doing, buddy? And this is gonna sound strange. I love listening to ID talk about any subject. He does a great job. I love all you guys when you talk about stuff, and I watch as much stuff as possible, from Uncle Ron to Devin, the OG to Phanomatic to Sportsman Z to whoever. I watch a ton of YouTube because I enjoy it. I like when people are passionate about what they enjoy. But just to hear you two guys bounce off, just talk about what you like about the games you like, and you don't have to be negative about anything. And then what. I want your guys' opinion on Line of Sight, because that always makes me laugh when OG gets to it. I'm like, well, every game does it different.
Oh my God. Line of Sight is the bane of my existence.
That's right. That's hilarious.
The nice thing about Steam is that when they download a patch, it automatically downloads to your computer.
That leads us in to a wonderful subject here. Good job, Uncle Ron. So Uncle Ron had an issue, and we'll let you. And Uncle Ron did a very good video of this issue. Now, let me just say for me, I'm not speaking for anyone else. I love action PC games, but there's some issues, and we got to be, at least in my mind, I'm going to be fair because I do talk about Strat quite a bit. Uncle Ron, would you like to discuss the issue?
About 3 weeks ago, I noticed, just offline, doing some stuff for the 86 football replay, which is on my channel.
Check it out. Good stuff.
I looked through the standings. I might have been talking with Dave or somebody like that. And like Atlanta's listed twice. Like, where the hell's Dallas? Atlanta didn't move to the East on its own. I didn't think anything of it. I renamed the newly christened Atlanta Falcons with the Dallas Cowboys color and logo. I went back to the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't think anything of it. We did a great stream, another fantastic Washington-Dallas game that came right down to the last minute. And then did the next two. And then we've had some troubles on Thursdays with either the wife's got stuff going on or whatever. Oh, no, this was the day after the World Series, and I'd been up way too late and did a stream with my good friend Ricky Keeler after the World Series. Yep. So it was 1 o'clock in the morning before I went to bed.
And so Judo Joker was on
Judo Joker, who I'd never met before, by the way.
Yep.
So get up in the morning, I don't want to do an hour and a half football game. I was up till 1 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning. I'm going to take a nap. I got my coffee. I'm going, nope, I'm taking a nap. So I figured I'll just do the game Monday night. As long as it's in the same week of the season, I'm fine. And lo and behold, Sunday I realized, the Cowboys and the Giants are the Monday night game.
I'm actually playing.
I wish I was as clever enough to actually plan that, because Uncle Ron isn't that clever. It's like, I'm just, screw it. I'm going Monday. Oh, that's the game. And so I set it up, had everything in YouTube and everything ready to go on XSplit. And the Cowboys roster came up. There's no running backs, and Turk Schonert's my quarterback.
They've now morphed into the Atlanta Falcons again.
And they had honestly taken over as the Atlanta Falcons.
Pod people.
7, whatever time it was time for me to kick it off, and my database is borked. It is borked beyond belief. What am I going to do? I'm 9 weeks into this replay. I have no idea what I'm doing. And so I canned that. I got on StreamYard. I don't know what's going on, but there's no football game here because the Cowboys have been taken over by the Atlanta Falcons. And unlike Folgers and Taster's Choice, you would notice the difference,
Yes, you would.
We've chased your
Why is Turk Schoner my quarterback?
What? Right. It's like, who's your running back? I don't know, man. There's not there. And Al got a hold of me within an hour and explained the problem. And I didn't really want the next Tuesday was tough because it was the 3rd anniversary of my dad passing away. And so I really wasn't going to deal with that. Flooding head. There you go.
Floating, I think, is what the word is. Yeah, I'm wearing a dark shirt and I got my dark hoodie.
That's funny. That's our good friend.
But yeah,
that's Fandom D Saint. All now your TV needs head. Right there. Woo. That is funny.
Yeah, I should probably turn some more light on.
Yeah, John, I agree. So I got it fixed, and I went through when I went to find the patches after Al said you got to patch it. Wait, the floating head disappeared. Where'd he go?
He's gonna put a light on, I think, or something.
And so I had to grab patches for 3 sports.
Yeah.
And the basketball patch said it was a virus. Windows absolutely rejected it. It's a Trojan.
It still didn't work.
I haven't tried. I got patched the baseball game tomorrow.
Okay.
Or I play the next game. But so I did what it told me to do, and I showed off on my channel how to do that. Export and import the games. But because I changed something in the schedule, a Rams Niners game didn't import, and a Denver Pittsburgh game didn't import to go along with the Cowboy games and the teams they played. So Denver got screwed in that. They lost a game that they had won.
Nothing you can do about it either. The only thing I thought about after, Ron, was we possibly could have, and I didn't think of it then, so it doesn't matter now. You can do a scenario game and put it to where it should. That's I don't know if it would. I had to do that because
that's that you probably wouldn't be able to get through. Win.
You're not going to get the stats. You'll get the score.
Right.
You do a scenario game. You put it what the score was with like a minute to go, and you play as make sure it comes out.
I hadn't thought of that, but
the only reason why I thought of that, and I wish I thought of it sooner. But when I did my I forgot what year it was, but I did that tournament, and one of the games, usually you can bring a game back up. And for some odd reason, it didn't save, and it foobarred. And when I went back into it, I stopped my stream. I had to do it in 2 halves. It was the 49ers and Dolphins.
Okay.
And I had to play it again. And I was like, well, I'll just do a scenario. I didn't get any of the stats, but at least I could start the game at the beginning, the 3rd quarter with the right score. Now, I was doing a tournament, so I didn't really. It wasn't in the bracket. They were playing to get into.
You should do them as exhibition games,
right? And so I really didn't care about that. I don't know if it was in the bracket if it would have worked. So
don't even get me started on those bloody brackets. So what really pissed me off was we get sales emails from Action PC every week. That golf game is on sale all.
I love this comment. This is my favorite comment right here.
All the time. Maybe you shouldn't have released it if you can't sell the bloody thing. Anyway, and so when I looked and saw that there were 4 football patches since I'd upgraded, there wasn't any notification from the company that maybe, there's a critical update you might want to check out if you're owning the football game. That's all you have to say.
I think, and just to touch your point with that, I purchased Title Bout 2 for the PC. Fun game. They have a few issues. They're very good with getting back to you via the email really quick. But what Ron's saying is you should notify if someone signs up for your emails, you should say, hey, there's an update.
I volunteer to sign up for the emails, so because you never know if there's something new or although to be honest, they were supposed to have released the 84-85 hockey season with a new hockey game. Apparently, when they said late September, and never told us when that came out either. Apparently, it's been out. That kind of gets into what we give Strat a lot of grief for.
Yeah, we do.
As far as customer service is concerned. We pay a lot of money for these games and for the seasons.
Yes, we do.
And like them and do honestly an hour and a half infomercials for the products.
And we don't get anything from them.
No.
Except enjoyment of their game.
I'm not expecting,
no.
But to sit there and say, you're going to sell me this stuff I don't want anymore. You can at least tell me when there's a critical issue to update something. So, because if this wasn't anything that I was streaming, I had just restarted it.
Yeah, but it still sucks because I just gonna give a little more background. We can get off the subject because other people probably don't. But this happened to me 3 times where the Atlanta Falcons morph into the Dallas Cowboys. 3 times. I thought it was something I did. I actually went on the Action PC. I don't do those Delphi things. It's not really but forums. I'm not a forum. But
they have their own forum.
Yeah, they're nice. Everyone's on there nice. The company's nice. And I went on there and I said, let me throw up some of maybe we can grow my channel in the community. Let me throw up some games up there. And it's funny. It's just a lot of the people with different names that we know already. We say, hey, Al, how's it going? And it was nice. It was cool. But I asked, hey, has anyone else had this problem? Guess what? People have had this problem with the Cowboys in Atlanta for football. Another person had it with basketball. 2 people had it with baseball with the same team. So then I'm like, okay, it's not me. I sent an email to Action PC for sports games, right? Dave Koch Inc. They're very nice. They respond back. I'm not going to tell you about, they got less nice as I kept going. In fact, I thought they got a little pissy. And again, in emails, it's tough because they kept going, show us this. I gave you a print screen of everything. Well, what does it say? I gave you the print screen. Well, it shouldn't say that. Well, that's what it's saying. And Ron read it, and we can end it at that. It was, they should, so when he had his issue, I was like, oh, they did an update for this. I guess it doesn't work. And then he goes, I haven't done an update since, whatever time it was.
June, I think that was the last patch I had in there.
Yeah, because when they sent me the email, I asked, well, how do I fix this? And then they told me, and then they said, well, we're doing an update. So when the update came out, I emailed them back again. Does this update fix this problem? And they said yes. So hopefully no one ever has to go through that again. Because I politely said, I spend a lot of money with buying your games. I enjoy them, right? I'm not buying any more games if this is going to happen. It's happened to me 3 times. And again, I thought it was something I did. So I was like, oh, what?
It's one I'm trying to think of whether or not I might have had a runtime error, which happens, or did the cat, step on the sleep button or something that might have done something with the independent data folder that might have corrupted it. So I guess to bring this back to the whole lock and load thing is
Steam's going to be good.
With Steam is that all the patches are automatic.
Yeah.
You never have to worry about any of it.
If someone has Steam and you can buy the game you want on Steam, I recommend that because it's just going to update automatically. And that's a beautiful thing.
It's kind of funny. We released it, the digital beta on Steam Tuesday, and I think Tom has already slid in 3 updates since then because this is so easy. I don't have to have you guys do anything. So yeah, Tom Proud. Just leave it at Tom. I forget his last name. He's the programmer, and so yeah, it's he just pushes a button and Steam does the rest.
The other thing I have to recommend, and this is for OG Uncle Ron. You guys did a stream, the Lock and Load fellas. Mm-hmm. I think it was on a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I know it was live. It was
on the air. We've been doing on Saturdays and Sundays. I think we're still trying to find which day works for us best. We're doing another stream tomorrow.
What time? Eastern Standard. What time Eastern Standard?
Eastern Standard is 6 Mountain. So 8 o'clock your time.
Okay. I don't know if it was the last one, but I had a lot of fun in that.
Which one? What were they talking? What were we talking about?
I kept badgering them about DNBN food.
Oh yeah, that was the interview with Tom. That was
and then I was threatened to be banned, like I was banned on Facebook. So no, I'm not kidding. No, but no, lots of fun.
Ted Williams picture there too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Don't post the Ted Williams picture on Facebook. They must be mega Yankee fans.
The one where he's in the fishing pants for the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
You just get people excited about that.
So, but no, I think Steam's a great avenue to go. You get the updates automatic. It's just the point being is if you have a game, they should, and you're on an email list, they should email whether it's Action PC, Stratomatic, Titlebout 2, which I found out they're not going to email me. They go, it's on our Facebook page. And I'm like, I'm banned from Facebook.
You're not banned. You just have to come up with a more reasonable fake last name.
Okay, everyone in the chat, let's give me a reasonable fake last name. That
Use Nurse Teresa's last name.
Ooh, I like that. I
So
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just tell you a quick funny Nurse Teresa. She made her debut the other day. I was doing finishing up a strat game.
She's been on your channel before, hasn't she?
No, she just, I mean, in the chat.
Oh.
But so she was actually on off camera, and we were talking. It was kind of fun. And then as I was doing it, and it was a blowout game, I was like, so I brought in my color commentator, Nurse Teresa. But she's funny. So we stopped the stream, and she goes, well, you know, thank God for Devin that I finally get that wrench, because you weren't going to give me the wrench. I said, that's not true. That's not true. And
I have been harping on you for several weeks to get your girlfriend the wrench.
And I'm thinking to myself,
oh, he gives her the wrench. Oh.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes, you know, I'm an old man. So no, she's a good sport about everything. But no, it was funny. She goes, would you give me that wrench if it wasn't for Devin? I was like, of course. Of course. No. And she's like, you're lying, aren't you? I'm like, yes. You should thank Devin. No, it was funny because she did bring up, she goes, and I think she said OG. Then I said, you know, because she knows you by OG, right? Yeah. From watching. And she goes, you know, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't give me the wrench, would you? I'm like, no. I mean, yes, I would. Why do I answer this question? She has the wrench now.
I saw that the other day. She does have the wrench.
So then we talked about, can you find love during a prostate exam?
No.
Well, we'll discuss that at a later date.
Is that an after show discussion?
Yeah,
oh, God.
That's okay, Ron. You'll probably be in bed by then.
Yeah, there are pills for that, MP.
You're welcome, Nurse Teresa.
I don't need to know that, Al.
Oh, we're all one big, happy, dysfunctional YouTube family here.
Yes.
We discuss everything.
You get excited over a prostate exam. It's not something I need to think about.
I'm going to tell you something right now. If you should go for a prostate exam.
Yes, you should.
What I don't understand is I just went to the dentist again. I've changed my dentist 14 times now. Why is it I'm going to the dentist?
For your prostate exams?
No. Well, I get opening my mouth
Wrong
up.
Hole, Al.
Yeah, that's what I told the guy. He's like, bend over. Say, I went, what?
Taking your pants off at the dentist office.
I just go there now and like, I'm in the waiting room. My pants are off. I'm like, I don't know what the hell this freakazoid's going to do to me.
When you let the HR monkey choose your doctor.
Well, they chose the medical plan. Have you seen the medical plan yet? It's horrible.
That's why I'm sticking with the VA.
You're lucky. And that's how bad our plan is.
Yep.
He's sticking with the VA. Anyhow.
So, question. Where the hell's John at? I haven't seen him do anything in forever. Has he restarted his channel like for the 20th time?
He was in my chat the other day. So he takes hiatuses.
I don't even think he has a channel right now, does he?
I don't know. I want to finish our
Nurse Teresa has responded to the proverbial wrench question.
I have used the wrench offline. She has.
Again.
I now have a safety word.
I bet you do.
She made it really long, though. Of
course she made your wrench really long. That's the whole point.
Because it hurts.
I can't know that. La 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 la. I can't hear you.
Fine. Okay. I thought I was in my safe space. I thought I could open up here.
After show. After Ron.
What time is this? It's only 10:13.
It's only 7:15.
7:15. Oh my God! MP Fox's young son is watching.
So the safety word is
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Try to save that when you're getting up. Bam! Listen, you got to spice up things every now and then. That's all I'm saying.
There's Tabasco and then there's ghost pepper. And if you're doing that, you've reached ghost pepper stage.
Ghost pepper's oh my God. That is, don't do ghost pepper. I'll tell you, you never want to get ghost pepper on your hand and then go to the bathroom after.
Oh, no.
Think of Ben Gay multiplied by
Ben being gay.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyhow, we digressed early. Let's get back to some.
Sarah bought me some ghost pepper hot sauce.
You know how hot that shit is?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, it's really hot, Uncle
Don't steal
Ron.
my story until...
Okay, I'm sorry.
What's the safety word, Teresa? So, and I was wondering, I didn't realize that's what it was, because I like some heat, but I don't need to burn off every hair of my body. Dr. Strangelove. That would be your safety word, I can tell.
I like that. Todd, can I borrow that?
You can see in that situation, you want to be as slow as George Hendrick. Just try to be on time. So Sarah made me some nachos, and so there's like little drops of hot sauce on there.
Oh my God,
and so I'm going, can you put some more? You don't want any more on, Ron? Okay, it's ghost pepper. Okay, and not realizing what it was, and so I'm munching around.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
It's like the cinnamon challenge times a million.
That's another show. Yeah. And so I realized, but there's a course on YouTube channel, as there's a YouTube channel for everything, including Al's secret words. That's the Al Red Sox fan channel number 4. HBO will show this feature only at night. Parental guidance is not.
You know what's funny? I got a lot more subscribers on that one.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I'm not on there. Anyway, now I forgot what I was going to. Oh, there's one that's specifically on hot sauces, and this guy. What's the name of the Carolina pepper that's like even hotter than Ghost?
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. So he's making a hot. He's the Al After Dark channel. Yes. Yeah. You go right ahead. Al hasn't sent me a link for that yet. So I'm watching a video on how to make a hot sauce, like a Tabasco, out of these Carolina peppers. And the guy, I'm not lying, puts on surgical gloves. And goggles.
You don't want to get that stuff on you. I'm not joking. I made a little joke, but I'm not joking.
The Reaper, the Reaper pepper. That's the name of the channel. I think.
Sean.
Yeah, that's it. And
thank you, Sean.
Hard not to laugh. And then you're going as he's putting it in like you're watching a Looney Tunes. Only 1 or 2 drops of this will turn you into.
Only 1 or 2. I like 3 or 4 lumps.
Yeah, that's right. How many lumps? 2. Just passing by.
Moni G.
It's like, wait a minute. If you're going through all these precautions just to make this stuff, which would survive 17,000 nuclear explosions, what the hell would you eat it on?
It's way too hot. It's brutal. I'm going to tell you something. I made a little joke about it, but we used to can peppers, right? And these were just mildly.
What, the greens or the reds or?
They were green. Yeah, they're called, like, we call them Hungarian banana pepper.
I like banana peppers. Yeah.
And there's some of them have a zing to them. Some of them don't. You never know which ones have a zing.
Only redeeming quality to Papa John's was it throwing one of those with it.
Yeah. So we were canning them, right? And my mom says use gloves, so I use gloves. And I'm helping my mom. My brother's helping my mom. My sister's helping me. We'll get it done quick. And my dad comes home and he's going to, and my mom's like, hey, put those gloves on. And he's like, I don't need gloves.
It's not what he said, but you're paraphrasing.
No, well, true. What happens is the acid gets into your skin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when those are regular zingy kind of peppers now and then. So I let me just say, one time at band camp, something I like to cook with hot peppers, right? So I thought I had washed my hands sufficiently enough, and I didn't. That's why I'm not joking. Really wash your hands well. And I thought I did, believe me. I was like, and it somehow. The other one You never wake up late at early morning and have like a hunger and go, I want to make a sandwich. Hey, let me throw a few hot peppers in there kind of thing. And then go back to sleep thinking again that you wash your, and then go, rub your eyes.
Oh,
Bad.
bad. That sounds like something my dad would have done.
Oh my God. I did that. I was like, oh my God.
So years and years and years ago, went to go grab some lunch. Must have had a few bucks, so I didn't really have money because it was a big deal for me to go grab a sandwich for lunch.
Yep.
And so they were making this. They had boiled this roast beef in a hot sauce called Scorned Woman hot sauce. Okay.
Wow. I'd stay away from that.
Oh, trust me, it gets worse. And so I mixed it in with, I think, some Frags or your base hot sauce or whatever. And so it's like, oh, my dad used to take roasts and just boil them in hot sauce for days and just would marinate.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What are you wearing?
Poor Sean Cullen thinks we went from talking about straight sports and Devin comes on and now that we've just all kind of lost our.
Sean, this is what happens on Saturday.
That's right. Hell hath no such fury. You're absolutely right, Sean.
You're right.
So in one of those, it's a small world type things. Okay. The boss of my not yet wife goes into the kitchen where they're making these, takes a taste of the sauce and says, oh, this isn't hot enough. And so he dumps in more of this Scorned Woman. Now, I did not know Sarah at this point. Okay. Because Sarah started to tell the story, like, how do you know this? Oh, that was my boss. You've got to be kidding. Buy the sandwich. It's on yummy, fresh French bread. Just dripping in hot sauce goodness and cheers. And nothing to dip it in. So there's no blue cheese. There's no ranch. It's just.
It doesn't matter, Ron. There ain't enough blue cheese and ranch after that.
I used to be really hairy. I've shaved most of it off now, but you can tell, that wasn't always bald. And so I'm eating it and I'm not feeling good.
No,
it's the hottest thing I think I'd ever eaten at that point. And I keep eating it because I'm a dummy, because I'm a 24-year-old boy, like, oh, this isn't going to bother me, And
wait for it.
2 days later. Anyway, so about 3/4 of the way through, I can't finish it because it's that hot. And they're looking, you like hot stuff?
Not like that.
Not like that. And so I go back to work, and about an hour later, I said, I'm going home. My stomach is just absolutely in full revolt. Like I eating the 6 taco special at Taco Bell revolt, just one of those things.
It's a Mexican revolution.
Oh my God.
And we ain't holding the government much longer.
I ate the go. Warm out of the tequila. Okay. And it just kind of jumped. And of course, 2 days later,
that's what happens, my friend.
And so, yeah, you're right, Todd B. Burning Ring of Fire, and hell hath no fury as a Scorned Woman.
Fire.
Oh, my God.
My buttocks is on fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bunghole was burning.
Bunghole was burning yesterday. Everyone sing it. Bunghole was burning yesterday.
So what'd they give you on the boats, Devin? Just Tabasco?
Yeah, it was just your basic Tabasco. So I never used any of it. I despise spicy food.
Oh, really?
It upsets my ulcer to no end, and I just don't like the taste of it. When you're feeling more pain than you are the pleasure of taste. Yeah, I'm gonna
wait a second. What were we talking about? Pain and pleasure again?
Yes, we were. Yes, but in food terms this time.
Oh, okay. I'll be quiet.
Not in happy fun times, but
happy fun time. Anyway.
I don't care how bland a food. I'm not going to put Tabasco.
So I was going to ask you. I didn't know that you were a spicy kind of guy.
Oh,
no. I think you're a spicy kind of guy, but I mean,
well, it depends on what type of spicy kind of guy. Just not in the food.
Because you're not even in like the Franks, which is not as hot and has a little more flavor.
Nope. I don't like.
Because I was going to ask you've been to Asia. I was like, what's the
spicy?
spicy?
There for several years. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, I just avoided it all. Even when we'd go out to eat at Japanese restaurants, I'd avoid the wasabi like the plague.
Oh, you'd have to. The only good thing about wasabi is that
it goes away eventually.
Clears your sinuses real good.
Yes, it does. I was just going to say that.
It's when it's done in your mouth, it's done.
Whoa, that didn't sound right.
I know it didn't sound right.
I'll tell you a funny story about wasabi. So
Taco Bell safe word.
Yeah. So hold on a second. I'm clearing my sinuses now. Just think about wasabi. So I'd go to this restaurant, and I'm done Christmas. This is years ago, and I always wanted to try like the sushi and that stuff. I'm like, I don't know about it. And so the guy goes, I knew the owner. He's like, Al, I'll tell you what. I'll bring this over. You try it. I said, okay. I've been like, and I said, what's this stuff? Is that the hot stuff? They're like, yeah. Oh, I like hot. And so I'm putting it on there, and the guy's like, you want to go a little light on that to really? I'm like, no, it's good. It's good. I put in there. My nose was a fountain. My eyes were watering. My ears were watering. I'm like, it's good. It's really good. I like it. And he's laughing away. Yeah. The thing though with wasabi is the heat goes away. With a hot pepper, you better get some bread or some milk.
The hot pepper
it ain't going away.
Yeah.
That's all I could say. Yeah.
Sarah fed me sushi one night because we both like it. It's an acquired taste. I didn't like the thought of eating that.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I love anything with tuna in it like that. Anyway, so grocery store sushi is not the world's greatest, but it's relatively cheap.
Better than
gas station sushi. Yes,
better than gas station sushi.
Yes. And so we weren't paying attention to where the chopstick was. This sounds kind of dirty, doesn't it?
It did.
So there was I didn't realize it till it went into my mouth how much green was on that chopstick. And so I got like half the wasabi in one bite. If that didn't kill me off.
Because it's a quick like, whoa. Oh, it was in a Vietnamese restaurant, right? With a friend we used to work with. And so they make these soups, and they come in, I don't know how to describe it, like a big salad bowl. That's the only thing I can describe. Like this huge soup bowl. And I actually learned how to eat soup with like a ladle spoon and chopsticks, right? It's fun, right? It's like a game. And we were going back, and I had it. This is when I had it, like, used to get it mega spicy. I as you get older, your body changes. It doesn't want
I can't do as much spicy now.
Right. So I'm doing this now, and he got some stuff in his eye. That didn't sound right, but he did. And I started laughing at him. And then
there was just something about Mary right now.
Yeah. And then God punished me right away. Because I started laughing. I dropped the ladle spoon. It went, hit me in my eye. I'm like, fuck. Now I can't, you know what I mean? So it hit me in the eye.
The sisters were right. You can't go blind doing that.
Exactly. And now we can't see. And he's like, open your other eye. And I'm like, I can't because I can only blink with one eye. And it got me in the opposite eye. So I'm like, both eyes are shut. And so he says the classic, he was a Marine. And he goes, so he just keeps, and he's able to open his eyes now. And water, he's telling me water's run down. He goes, now take my hand and I'll take you to the bathroom. I'm like, that sounded like the most gay thing I've ever heard in my life. And now the little Vietnamese old woman walks by and she goes, they're such a nice couple. Such a nice couple. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to think we're gay. Again, nothing wrong with that, but we're not gay, right? So every time we went in after that, they thought we were a couple. I'm like, Brand, we're not going there anymore because they think, he's like, no, they don't. I'm like, yes, they do. I go, do you remember that time you said, take my hand, we'll go to the bathroom? I'm like, well, you had something in your eye. Yeah, well, they thought something else was going in my eye. So let's not. But yeah, they used to sit there and they go, oh, they're so nice. And then they saw us going with like females. They're like, oh, that's the way you whoa, but and that they did talk like that, so no one get offended. That's the way they talked. And she was like 4'1", and she'd be like, you always get the same thing. I'm like, I like it. Why don't you try the eel? I don't want to try the eel. Try the eel now. Good. Oh, I don't like eel. We used to.
It's cooked. It's not raw.
No, I know that. I know because in an Italian household on Christmas Eve, a tradition is to eat eat fish. There's no meat, right? Okay. So for the longest time on Christmas Eve, all we ever ate was, and one of the things was you'd have squid, calamari, different types of way of making it. You'd have a cod, a dried cod that's called what the hell? It's
gefilte fish or something like that.
Well, that's Jewish
big,
people call it gefilte fish, but it's bacala in Italian. And there's all different kinds of fish. We have shrimp scampi, this and that, and blah blah blah. Right? Yeah. And then my mom would make eel for my grandfather, and one of my cousins, John, would eat anything. He had a little kid, right? Could eat. And him and Anthony, my cousins, they played pro hockey in Europe for a while. They actually coach the Picks now in Springfield. And so I'm like, John, you have to understand he's a little kid still, right? I'm like, John, you're not going to like this. And my grandfather says, no, try it in Italian. And it was like a cartoon. That thing hit his mouth. He went, this is Christmas Eve, right? It goes flying across the table. My grandfather's laughing so hard. My dad's laughing. It's just, that's the only thing that I ever seen John not like to eat, because he's even now at this age, he's in his early 30s now. He's a voracious appetite, and we had some wild Christmas Eves as a family. They were always
oyster
fun.
stuffing. Could never get that stuff down. We found my mother loved it, and so a few years ago, we were nice and found a gluten-free stuffing. This view is terrible.
Terrible. Uncle Dave Gardner.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
7 fishes. Okay.
Yep.
And so we found some gluten-free stuffing mix at the health food store. And so we made the woman
Comics with Bueller.
We made the woman some oyster stuffing. Now, I hadn't eaten
Sam's Tangled Web.
I hadn't eaten it since I was 3. But just going in the kitchen to smell that crap reminded me of being 3. Like, no.
I'll tell you,
not in a million years.
Is there some stuff, like when I was younger, a kid, or even, not a young adult or a teenager, there are things I didn't want to eat. Like I wouldn't eat, like I was not a big fish eater. As I got older, it's not bad. Like
peppers. I wouldn't eat green peppers until I was almost 40. And now I like them.
Now, I like pepper. It's funny because Nurse Teresa and I talk about peppers all the time because they give me heartburn, but I like them. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm like, maybe I won't get heartburn this time. And you're like,
no, you're not a glutton for punishment at all.
No, not me. And you're sitting there going, I'm either having a heart attack or I have the worst agita that you've ever. Agita just means like really bad heartburn. You're like, So, but yeah, I like, yeah. What about you, OG? Oh, Ron, go ahead. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry I interrupted.
One time years ago when I lived before I moved to Burlington, there was a Chinese place that delivered the next town over called the Oriental Rendezvous. Which
isn't that where Bob Kraft went?
Yes, that's where Dave Gardner goes for his subs too. And so I ordered some.
You want secret sauce number 4?
No, I don't want any secret sauce from you.
Okay.
I know where Topo Gigio got that from. This does not happen. And so I got like chicken and I made him do a spit take. I haven't even gotten to the joke yet, and I made you do a spit take. And so I got like chicken and cashews, and it had a picture of a Szechuan pepper next to it. So I knew I was getting something that was going to have some spice.
Yeah, it might have some spice there, Uncle
Ron. Trust me, it did. And so the woman that was working with me at the time, older woman, I'd watch the 6 p.m. Sports Center back when you could actually watch ESPN for highlights, which is a whole story as it is.
That's another story.
And so it must have been during the basketball playoffs or something like that, because her favorite question was, does anybody ever miss a shot in basketball? Yes, but this is ESPN, so you're not going to. Anyway,
no.
So I'm eating my chicken and cashews and rice together, probably fried rice because I was a real porky at that point. Anyway, and I turned to her in my best announcer Jinx voice and said, "This has no heat whatsoever."
Oh boy, you should have said that.
Very next bite,
yeah, bad.
Oh baby.
Peppers do that to you.
Pepper, I don't know what the hell it was.
Yeah.
But my face turned about, the shade of red that Nurse Teresa does when you suggest certain things. And
you became Lobster Man.
I could just see her stifling laughter.
Yeah.
Which made it all funny because I'm sure it was funny. And it's like I can't get mad at you for that.
You get those hot peppers, right?
I don't know what they were. And so the next 2 bites were fine. And then again. And then I looked down and realized that it was something cashew shaped, was wrapped in red. And so what I thought was a cashew is whatever the hot pepper was.
Yeah.
We avoided the rest of those because it was, when you're thinking of something in a hot sauce, you're thinking of a steady heat all the way through.
Yeah. The thing with some peppers, and I'll just go back.
Crimson Red is Ohio State. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We have a subject here. Don't get me started about the highlight culture. Well, we'll talk about that maybe. So the thing with hot peppers, before we leave the hot pepper subject, see, when you come and chat with Al, you never know what's coming. There's some new people here. They're going, yeah.
I thought we were talking about sports all night.
This isn't sports. What's going on?
You started off about sports. Then somehow you went to the dentist and he
got a prostate
exam. Then it was a safety word. And I'm trying to subscribe to this other channel you have, Al After Dark, which I can't find. And then Uncle Ron says he got something in his eye. I'm not quite sure. And Devin's just being really quiet and laughing. And then you go.
And how'd you get the puppies at Midas? I don't know how the hell that happened.
I don't know.
I went for a muffler and came home with a boxer.
Exactly. I don't know. But yeah, with peppers, it's the Hungarian. We just left like 15 people. They just went like, I'm out of here. Anyway, so there was a big drop. It's just about the peppers, right? The Hungarian peppers were like I'm telling you, they're sneaky. Sometimes they're not hot, and sometimes the same pepper, right? You're sitting there going, it's nothing. And I'm like, I'm gonna take a big bite now because I like to from the garden. I get them. I like them raw, right? I was like. That's the way it happens with peppers, but peppers are fun.
It's all in the seeds, isn't that the thing with the jalapeno? Yep. It's all with the seeds.
They always say that. They say that. But.
So, what's the spiciest thing you eat, Devin?
Onions.
Onions. Okay. Onions can be spicy.
Red onions can be really spicy.
Yeah.
Walla Walla sweets.
Ooh.
Walla Walla.
Walla Walla.
No, I just tend to avoid most spicy foods. Like I said, the taste does nothing for me. And in my opinion, it doesn't enhance the flavor of anything. And it just destroys my ulcer. And
Sean,
I try to avoid unnecessary and unwanted pain at all turns. So
I'm with you when it comes to that.
Sean gives good life advice here. Better than going to a proctologist for a dental exam. Let me just open your mouth up there. No, please. Did you change gloves at least? No, I use them over. Open your mouth.
Now, which thermometer is that?
You get 2 for 1. No. Sean gets it. Sean's okay. But anyhow, we digressed. So.
That's the whole point of the show, Al.
That's it. Bye, everybody. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, it's good to have Uncle Ron and Devin. So, Devin, when are we going to see some? Dave Little did some female wrestling, and I was actually in the ring early in the match. When are you going to do some of your wrestling? Face to the mat.
No, I know. I need to get back to my women's wrestling league. I've been overwhelmed with other stuff. So
yeah, life happens.
The dominatrix is getting bored with Al,
Well, true. No, I do like that rest. I was telling my uncle today because he's like, what are you listening to? Because we had the football game. LSU beat Alabama. My God. The final score, Alabama pulled it within, I think, 6 at the end. That was just nuts, that game. But we got the football game on. We're eating, me, my uncle, my dad, and he goes, what are you listening to? I'm listening to my friend Dave. He's doing wrestling. And I said, I would never, and he looks at me a little bit, and he you know what? When he hears you, Ron, he's like, what game are you listening to? Like he thinks sometimes he says you have one of the best broadcasts. He said that, but so I go, no, this is a dice game. I go, I say I enjoy this so much because it brings back memories of Saturday wrestling when we first got cable, TBS, and they had the wrestling. Oh, someone said something funny.
Oh, Dave.
Let's go to that. My Dave Gardner, Uncle Dave Gardner, check him out. Digital Dice and Dave Gardner and HockeyTournaments.com says, my proctologist said it's perfectly normal to get an erection during an exam. I said, I don't have an erection. He says, I know, but I do. Boom, boom. Hey, Dave, you did a good job there. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good game, too. You see how we can go from that to this? That's the way we roll. Yeah, I was watching this game before I had Hell Hath No Fury, like gutters that freeze. Let me tell you that story. So I go outside to do the gutters today because the weather's getting bad. And before everyone goes,
I think it was November or something like that, for Pete's sakes.
We have a ranch, so they're not high up. But the
you
point
have
is,
a ranch there, Haas?
Yeah, we do. What was the Chinese chef's name?
Hop Sing.
That's right. That is right. Hop Sing. Not a, but yeah, you're correct. Anyway, back to the gutters. So I do the gutters in the backyard, right? I get the blower. I go up there, and I blow the leaves out of the gutter, and I go slow. I just move the ladder. I don't get up on the roof anymore. And, I do it. Oh, cool. So now I go out front. I see the side gutter. Something's wrong. I fix it to the best of my ability, which isn't too good. And I get that one. So now I go around front. I go, oh, I'm going to be done. Not so bad. I get to the front gutter. And I see the leaves, and I put the blower, and they don't move. I'm like, what? And I went, oh, my God, because the sun doesn't really hit there. It's amazing to me, right?
Yeah, found Bob Barker's old hair.
Yeah, it's froze. I'm like, so I go down the ladder. I go in the garage. I get the old, we have old knives in there that we use for other things. And so.
When you ask Teresa about that too?
No. It's just stuff we use. And so I start poking away at the ice in the thing, and I start prying it up. I'm like, oh my God, this is a pain in the ass, right?
Hot water.
I'm not going up a ladder with hot water. Have you seen me on YouTube? I'm pretty sure I'd fall and burn myself. Okay?
It doesn't have to be that hot.
So, and you weren't there. Thank you for that advice now. So my brother comes out because he's inside watching my dad. He goes, how much longer will it be? I'm like, well, I'm almost done. It's froze. Kind of giggles, goes back inside, right? Mind you, he asked if I needed help. I'm like, no. So I get it done, and then he comes back out. He goes, you almost done? I'm like, yeah. He goes, why don't you just do it tomorrow? I'm like, it's not going to be any better tomorrow. In fact, it'll probably be worse. I'm not coming back up this ladder for 2 days of misery. Yeah, so I'm pecking away. Oh, God, I hate gutter. I'm going to get those gutter things. I hate gutters. Gutters suck. Anyway.
That's why you clean out the gutters before it starts to freeze at all.
Well, that's good advice. I think you're correct.
But
I didn't do it because the leaves had not fully fallen yet. That's a lie. They were down. They were down last week, but I didn't want to do it.
We got a dusting of snow. I woke up Friday morning to a dusting of snow. Oh, we had a wind chill of 20 here this morning.
We did too. MP Fox is almost as. Oh, I already did. Never mind.
I already did that one.
Yeah, but I was watching that game before I went out to do the gutters. And the Minnesota beat Penn State, so Penn State's out of the top 4. Here's a question. I don't know whether you like college football or not. I'm just going to say. So Clemson won the national title last year. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? They were, I believe they started off as the number 1 when the season started. They haven't lost a game, but yet they dropped to number 5. That's the NCAA for you. It's the stupidest. And I get it. They're not the exact polls, but why can't we just have a 16-team tournament? It's pretty easy. You take the top 16 teams, right? And you play. You use the bowl games. Why can't they do this? I don't understand why. I'd like to see that.
I never liked the playoff. To me, the unique thing about the college football season regular
you could argue about it.
Well, it's that every week was a playoff. The entire regular season was a playoff.
You had to win. Because they've messed up the playoffs, I don't like the way they do it. I don't like overtime. It's a stupidest.
Don't even go there about overtime.
Now listen, you're gonna start off on the 25. No kickoff. No kickoff. Okay. And if you score, we win. No, what are you, stupid? No, the other team gets the ball. They get a chance to score. Okay. And what if they score? It's a tie? No! We go on until it's 405 to 407.
And all the stats count.
And all the stats count. It's like Madden on steroids. That's stupid. No, it's not.
If I was in charge,
yes,
I'd be rich because it'd be paying all that bribe money to me.
That's
and
right.
Second, I would just take the two best teams after New Year's and play them in the national championship.
That's fine with me too. But I don't like the playoff. I never thought I don't understand why you can't take the top 16. And they're like, listen, this is the other argument you get from them. Listen, what if you're 17? They're going to be upset. Dude, you only take 4 teams. What if you're 5? That's not the subject. The subject is, what if you're 17? Yeah, but you're taking 16 teams. It's a little more fair. Listen, we're taking 4.
Russo impression I've ever heard, by the way.
Oh, Mad Dog. He is the worst. But yet he's on MLB. Mikey and the Mad Dog. You want to know how silly he is? I was going to use another word, but I won't, just in case he watches. And he goes, I was going to have you on my show. Like, then you said something mean on me. So there was Daredevil, right? Was a movie, Ben Affleck, horrible movie. Netflix show was good. The Netflix show was pretty good. Much better than that horrible Ben Affleck movie. Daredevil is a superhero who's a lawyer, who's blind, who has like karate powers, whatever we'll say. Like his senses are really good. So Mike Francesa is telling him that he took his kid to see this movie, right? And this is how Chris Russo thinks. How he's on MLB is beyond me, because if anyone ever listened to him on WFAN, which they must have, it'd be like, wow. He goes, true story, Mike, true story. And Mike Francesa does that pause. And he must have just looked at him and go, you are an idiot, man. You are idiot. Because he actually goes, true story, Mike? Is it a true story? And Ron, you know he's like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like, I don't like his shtick. It's not even shtick. I just, I'm not a fan of Chris.
For a funny, if Mike Francesa gets under your skin like he usually does, there's a channel on YouTube called Mike Zaun, MikeZaun, and it's a guy who does a dead-on impression of Francesa through different periods in history. There's one from 1776. Oh
my God, that's gotta be pretty funny.
Take Benedict Arnold. Don't go with the rebels. Go with the Tories. And with bottles of Diet Coke and caller come in. I want to talk about A-Rod. We're not talking about that today. We're talking Benedict Arnold.
Again, we'll get off the sports thing but Mike Francesa out in New York used to be on CBS Sports. Like I'm out of here. So but I'll never forget when he said, I think it was him who said, like, Craig Biggio was it him? Oh, I know. I'm not one. I know he doesn't think Altuve is a great player. He says he's a nice player. Altuve is a great player.
Altuve, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was him or a guest he had on that said, oh yeah, Craig Biggio's not a Hall of Famer. I was like, he has 3,000 hits.
Yep, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. But I know he's not big on Altuve, so, but anyhow, that's
just in case anyone thinks, because every once in a while the patch from the jersey I'm wearing pops up. Yeah. This is actually not a reversed picture, because sometimes you can get that for the Senators and the Canadiens. They had the league logo there is in French. So it's, and just like
it's oui.
It's Ligue Nationale de Hockey.
Ligue Nationale de Hockey.
So LNH. So it's not
LNH.
Yeah. So
if it's not French, it's crap or something like that. But I learned all my French through Looney Tunes and Pepe Le Pew.
That's not where I thought you were going with that, but okay.
I learned how to be a stalker through Looney Tunes and Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I mean, he was the first stalker I've ever witnessed. He was quite
determined. I never thought of that.
He was a stalker. Right. Yeah. Those cartoons will never be showed ever again on air unless the culture of this world changes.
I love you.
Yeah. Hey, chérie. Pepe Le Pew was always my favorite one with Pepe Le Pew was when the cat turned the tie, like the cat.
Oh, he got drunk.
Yeah, and he was like, "Madame, please control yourself." That was awesome. Role reversal.
Yeah,
that could be. That's my first introduction into role play. Yeah.
It wasn't Bugs Bunny, huh?
No, Bugs Bunny was my first introduction to cross-dressing. Bugs Bunny.
That is wrong. That's cosplay. It was the first.
Let me tell you something.
Cosplay, yeah.
It's cosplay. Actually, you're right.
How are you?
Bugs Bunny. I don't even know how to describe this. Bugs Bunny used to dress as a woman. He's a male rabbit. And then Elmer Fudd had the hots for Bugs Bunny dressed as a woman who he thought was a human. A lot of weird shit ensued. A lot of weird shit. And as a kid, I'm sitting there.
The size of Bugs' brassiere in that one. I mean, those were well
stuff. Yeah, Bugs was definitely. Yeah, Bugs was into the. He liked the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dollies. Yeah.
Again, one of the best cartoons. Rabbit season, duck season. They did two of them, but the one where he goes, I think it was the first one they did where he goes, "I'm a dirty mongoose," and he would put up the sign and he gets shot. No matter what Daffy said, he would put up a sign. It's like Dirty Mongoose season, Fiddler. And then Daffy gets shot so many times he spazzes out, "I'm a Fiddler Crab! Shoot me! Shoot me!" Those are so good. But yet, they don't show them on TV. It's a cartoon, people. It's not real. It's supposed to make you laugh. You know. Instead we get, whatever crap they put on now. They don't even have cartoons on Saturday. Don't get me started on this, but I'm going to go there.
Well, yeah, they don't have to have cartoons on Saturday. They've got an entire network dedicated to it now.
Yeah, but I don't get Boomerang. I don't get Boomerang.
Remember back in the day, we had 5 channels and only 3 of them were national. So
yeah, and I look forward to my cartoons on Saturday. Why don't they have
Rick and Morty are on YouTube?
I watch Hopalong Cassidy now.
Hopalong Cassidy?
I watch Hopalong Cassidy on Saturday on the Western Channel. I make my breakfast for me and my dad, and we watch Hopalong Cassidy. And
Was Hop singing that too?
No. They do have some Hop sings, but once in a while. Chinese people, I guess. Or people playing Chinese people. That's always
was always weird. The Charlie Chan not actually being Chinese.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could find a Chinese actor. You know what's funny? Charlie Chan is not of Asian descent, Chinese or
it's kind of like claiming that Chop Suey is Chinese when it clearly is not.
Yeah. But his son was. That always made me laugh. And they're not bad movies. They're not bad short movies. They're interesting.
They were two-reelers, yeah.
Yeah, they're actually entertaining. I mean, they would never make those now, but they spoofed that stuff on what was it? Murder. They had all the
I spoof Murder, She Wrote.
No.
Usually when I do a CBS game on the replays. But.
Oh, I know you do that. The other thing you do, what I like on Digital Dice, is when Uncle Dave Gardner plays the
sitcom music.
And you do next on Full House.
Jimmy was such a bitch.
Yeah. Those are always good. I like those.
How
are you enjoying those Digital Dice?
They're like fun. Them. No, they really are fun.
Are you guys going to do another possibly a live one on YouTube?
We are doing to do another live one. We're doing we're going to do one Thanksgiving week that will be released Thanksgiving week that hopefully will have everything that's on sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah, so, that was on your last one where you're trying to. So that's. I hope they do. I hope you do that one.
We're due, and of course, we try to find topics that people will want to talk about. And that was good. And Fandom Desane is right. Most
No,
of
he's-
those weren't family-friendly.
No, they weren't kid friendly. They were funny. And kids liked it. You know why? Because they were funny. Let me tell you something. Caillou on PBS is horrible. Don't ever let your children watch that. I've told this before. This is just another public service announcement. You're welcome. My sister, when my nephew was young, I used to babysit when she had to go I watched my younger nephew a lot, and she had to go do stuff. And so we watched Looney Tunes. We played Looney Tunes games. He's a very smart young man. He's grown up. He's college degree. But I'm saying when he was a kid, right? He's really smart. So he goes to school, kindergarten, and they ask him, "What are you going to be?" Now we watched Looney Tunes.
I hope he didn't say Pepe Le Pew.
No. And we play this. We were playing this Looney Tunes game. It's like a racing game, and you can throw bombs and pies and bananas and all. It's a Looney Tunes game, right? So my sister's in the back, and it's thing, and she would go in for the reading time. She would help out with the classes and stuff. And my nephew goes. She comes home, or she's home, and she goes, I come home from work, and she's like that, not lying. My sister's like, she goes, I went to the school today. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah. What are we eating? Because she helped my mom cook, and she's like, it was, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, don't be what I'd be. I'm not happy. So don't be whatever. I go to work so I can pay my bills, but don't tell the kids that. Where are we going with this? Right? So I'm like looking around, and she goes, do you know what your godson said? Your nephew? No, I wasn't there. I don't know what he said, right? What did he say, Joanne? What did he say? Right? He wanted to be a race car driver. Good for him. What's the big deal about that? I sat back there horrified. Because he wants to be a race car driver. No, let me tell you the rest of the story.
Brought to you by Polident.
Exactly. So my sister tells me,
Chicago, here's Paul Harvey.
Yes. So my sister then goes, he stood up in front of the class, in front of the teachers, in front of all the other parents who were there. Yeah, again, who gives a shit? What? He said he's never going to lose a race. Well, why would you want to lose a race if you're a race car driver? I'm still not. Where are we going with this? Right? And she goes, do you know how he would never lose a race? Again, not there. No, I don't know how. He would blow up all the bridges with bombs. And I went, well, that's a good sound strategy then, isn't it? Your son can at least think things out. Good for him. She goes, he is never, ever playing that game ever again, or watching those cartoons. I go, what cartoons are we talking about? She goes, the Bugs Bunny. I go, we watched them as a kids. We turned out all right. We didn't want to blow up bridges. I'm like, Joanne, I really don't think he's going to blow up bridges. It's a cartoon. So can't watch those, can't play the game. Comes over, I'm like, well, what can he watch? Well, he can watch Clifford the Red Dog. I'm like, oh, God. You know what? Clifford the Red Dog's not that bad. I kept waiting for him to have a big red dump. Never did, but not bad.
Depends
it's PBS.
On what he ate.
Then I tell you what, you don't want him to get happy on your knee. That's all I'm saying. Because just let him finish. Just let him finish. You don't want to see his red. Never mind. So
it puts the motion in the lotion. You drove Devin away with
Devin's like, oh, you're going with Silence of the Lamb. I like that. So now, right? She goes, he can watch Caillou. I don't know who the hell Caillou is. I don't watch this crap, right? So he put Caillou on. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, this kid's the most annoying little he whines about everything, right? So my sister calls me up and she goes, have you noticed something different? I'm like, and I noticed, right? Okay. I go, what?
I noticed, yeah.
Yeah. What? That your son's whining now? She's like, yeah, I don't understand. I go, have you ever watched Caillou? She's like, no, it's a very nice cartoon. Have you ever watched Caillou? I go, why don't you go on the on-demand that you saved him a gazillion Cailloux because we watched them all when I was over there. I almost put that, And so she watches him. She calls me back up. She goes, he's never watching that crap ever again. You let him go back to watching Looney Tunes and play those games. I'm like, thank you very much, Uncle
So she
Al.
never had seen Mario Kart then?
No, she didn't play games.
The point of Mario Kart is to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that he was very convincing on how he was going to win.
So, so he's got the NASCAR mantra down. If you aren't cheating, you aren't trying.
That's right. And we have our good friend, Bubba Husky. What's
Clifford's red lipstick.
Who has red lipstick?
Clifford.
I never knew Clifford had red lipstick.
Bubba Husky just said.
Is he? I didn't know that. I didn't mind. I liked Thomas the Train Engine. That was good.
Ringo Starr was the first.
They had all kinds of great voices.
Speaking of cartoons.
Yes, I like cartoons.
And I'm not a movie buff by any way, shape, or form.
You know more about movies than you bleed on. You know that Jared Leto played the worst freaking Batman ever.
Jack Nicholson played the worst Batman ever because Michael Keaton didn't get a goddamn line in that movie. Anyway, and that was the last Batman I saw. I was so disappointed with that. I really expected it to be, because I'm not a comic book person, to be like Adam West and Burt Ward. I expected it to be funny. And I was
it really wasn't.
That's not what I wanted to watch.
You have something about cartoons, but you brought up. I tell you what, God rest Adam West. He was a couple of years ago. He passed away.
It was hilarious on Family Guy.
Yeah, he was great.
Not what I was going to talk about. See, I pulled an Al and distracted myself. Squirrel.
Go ahead. Squirrel. Back to Uncle Ron. Cartoons.
You're familiar with the Hays Code?
That happened in the 50s, right?
Oh no, much earlier, 30s.
Okay. Okay.
So, basically, it was to stop nudity and overly sexually stuff being in films.
Like Betty Boop.
That's what I'm getting to. There is one. No, it's a Popeye. It's like the first or second Popeye.
Where he pops his eye.
And no, that Brutus takes olive oil up to a room, and it's very clear that they're going to do stuff that she doesn't want to do. And Popeye they aren't kidding around there. I mean, he's getting ready to not safe word her. Let's just
it's going to be one of those snuff films, sort of.
Yes, exactly. And that's one of the reasons why they had to do it, because even in the early 30s, it's like you're showing kids about rape.
It got dark.
Really showed Popeye being the superhero and saving the damsel in distress.
Yes, because she was going to get
irrelevant. Popeye was the hero.
Tribes fan, check out that one.
Anyway, you can go through and actually watch naughty scenes from early talkies before the code went in.
Oh yeah, there's different. There's well, that's like just to talk about X-rated movie. When it originally came out, they wanted something
legitimate.
It was legitimate.
Midnight Cowboy was rated.
Midnight Cowboy. That's a trivia question. It's an answer. The only X-rated movie ever to win Best Picture, and everyone's like, Gabby Does Dallas. No, you idiot. Deep Throat. No. Deep Throat 14. No, you're not understanding the point.
College Co-ed 69.
Marilyn Chambers Does Everybody in the World and likes it. No.
The fish that licked Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no. But the X rating was a legitimate rating at one time. Actually, I don't know if they still have, was legitimate. They wanted something. Again, movie ratings were different. Omega Man with Charlton Heston was PG-13 or PG.
No, it was just flat out PG.
PG, I'm sorry, they didn't have 13. Now, Devin will tell you there is nudity and sex in that movie. I've watched it.
Lots of violence.
And a ton of violence. And that was PG because the way people looked at it was, well, you should have parental guidance. That way little Billy can turn to his mom and dad and go, what are they doing? Why do they not have clothes on? And then you'd go to your parental guidance. Well, little Billy,
he's helping her go to Mount Sinai.
When you're the only man on earth and you find a chick, you're going to take your thing that rhymes with chick and let's just say, little Billy, you're going to put the thing that rhymes with chick into Virginia. Do you understand what I'm saying? No. Okay. You like the violence in the movie? Yes. Enjoy the movie, little Billy. But that's what parental guidance meant.
That one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there were horror movies back in the early 70s. Some of them were pretty god awful, but there were horror movies that showed a lot of nudity and a lot of dinosaurs eating people that got PG ratings. There are Disney movies that are rated PG-13 now.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That's how the ratings have changed.
Yep.
Now that we have horrified 14 more people left. No, anyway, Husky. Oh boy, I should have probably read it first. Popeye is a very sexual series. He originally ate asparagus. Well, that's interesting. I'll leave it at that.
There's a little trivia about Popeye. He was actually Coast Guard, not Navy.
That's right.
He started off as Coast Guard, not Navy.
You are correct.
His very first cartoon was Coast Guard.
And then they were like, Coast Guard don't get laid. Navy does.
Coast Guard's a real military branch. Why is the lifeguard on duty screaming at us? I don't know.
But Midnight Cowboy, excellent movie. John Voight, Dustin Hoffman. He played Ratso Rizzo. I don't remember John Voight. I don't remember his name in the movie, but it won Best Picture. It was a very good movie. And it was X-rated because it makes me laugh because there's nothing worse
than language. There wasn't any nudity in there, was there?
No, he was a male prostitute who would go with anybody. Sounds bizarre, but whatever. But the point was he was trying to get money for Ratso Rizzo so they could get down to like Florida or someplace warm because he was. It's a good movie. I can't explain it, but. There, to my knowledge, there was no nudity. I'm trying to think back. I don't remember any nudity in that.
Shampoo, I think, was the first picture that featured boobies. Julie Christie's boobies.
I like boobies.
Yes, Al. We've kind of gathered that.
Okay. Boobies are fun.
Yes, Al.
What I like about is this what we like about boobies?
No, Al, it's not.
They're soft.
Brought up a trivia question thing there. That's all
I like. They're the best pillows ever.
So what about the new Star Wars movie coming out?
Are there boobies?
No.
It's
the new Star Wars. It's Disney.
This is Uncle Ron and OG Devin trying to reel in Al.
Rein the train back onto the tracks.
All right. Let me just leave this last thought. I like boobies. All right.
Yes, we know this.
Okay. They're fun.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
You can do that's fun. That's fun. Best video game.
This is why I want John back because I want his input on all this the fervor that
boobies.
No, not on that. On the new Star
Are we going
Wars.
to talk about boobies? Yes. No.
I've lost control.
That's funny. I had to show that.
Then you got to ban it because now we're getting spammed with it.
Yeah. I had to show that.
I
found it fun.
Anyway, now that we've, gone through that toll booth.
What toll booth is that, Uncle Ron?
Well, I'm not going there.
Are we talking about?
I like Daisy Ridley, okay? She didn't have much in the airbag department, but that doesn't mean that.
It doesn't matter. They're all wonderful. They all need snuggling and nuzzling.
Okay, so Star Wars has ruined Disney, huh?
Disney has ruined Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Okay, so there's a new Star Wars movie coming up. Devin wants to talk about it.
I'm just trying to reel it back in. I figure Star Wars is something safe.
Really? Star Wars is safe.
You really don't want to get me started on the current state of Star Wars right now. My level of disdain and hatred for the current Star Wars is worse than my disdain I had.
I think if you say
Star
Wars, right, and look in a mirror, dog shows up.
I hope so. We need Dog back. That's why I would love Dog to come in and get in this.
I'm for Negan 2020
in this conversation. Sure. I'd really like to hear his opinion on it because I mean, there's just so much.
How did they go so wrong? We talk about this all the time, but it's Star Wars, for God's sake.
Yeah, all you have to do is get a good soundtrack to it, a decent story, and you're going to make billions. Disney didn't. They mucked it all up because they started putting it in.
Have you seen the trailer?
What trailer? That's not a trailer. That's just shots of different things. It doesn't tell anything about what the story's like.
You seen the trailer for Picard?
That's even worse. Well, no, Star Wars is worse.
Okay, now let's see if we can get him to really get mad.
Mean, the biggest thing that I took away from the Star Wars trailer is it's got space horses riding on a Star Destroyer. What?
There's space horses?
Yes.
Boobies, yeah, you like boobies?
Horses.
I like boobies. But now, no. They're going to be like, listen. There were some things being said on your channel. Now, we let a lot of things go on YouTube, such as people being murdered, and we didn't know the video was up, but it got 4,003,579,000 hits, so we let it stay up. You said boobies, and your other friend made a motion.
Well, this isn't monetized, so we don't have to worry.
I know that.
So, which is one of the reasons why my channel will never become monetized.
Because if you were over 1,000 subscribers, you would have to say the word breasts.
No, they probably would have banned.
I like breasts
just because I do war games.
I'm not a fan of chicken breasts.
I'm a fan of Dolly
Parton. Yeah, I know what you're a fan of. Yes.
I'm just saying. Now, this is where, Uncle Ron does this. Uncle Ron leads me down the path.
No, Uncle Ron is an instigator.
He is an instigator. We love Uncle Ron. I'm kissing Uncle Ron right now. Okay. We love kiss Devin. There we go. Good luck kisses. And Uncle Ron says because Uncle Ron's sitting there going, how can I trigger Al? It's quite easy. But okay. Now, Star Wars. Obviously, what I read, and some of it was through when Dog was doing he was actually on, was he with Westerosi Ninja, I think? Nuts. I can't think about, or did he do a trailer? Anyway, I watched one of it, someone's trailer. I don't remember now. I think it was Dog. And, I mean, it's going to be what's her face wins. The guy doesn't want to be Sith anymore. So
is this like the 9th movie, or is this the Solo one that's coming out?
Solo was already come out. That's not that dreadful, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was that bad.
It was the only Star Wars movie that actually lost money. So yeah, it was pretty dreadful.
That's because the other movies sucked worse than it, and Solo.
Jar Jar Binks does not want to talk about this anymore.
Oh, I hated Jar Jar Binks. God, most annoying. Here's the thing. If you put more boobies in Star Wars.
It's Disney. They can't.
Really? Have you seen some of the princesses, the way they dress? Disney, the people who feed people up to alligators. There's no alligators in the water.
Knowing your luck, it would be Angela Lansbury and the teacup, right? That would be the boobies.
Bed knobs and broomsticks.
Let me tell you something. Bed knobs and broomsticks. I had some. Never mind. Angela Lansbury was not an unattractive woman. That's all I'll say. I'm just telling you, she had that nice, but you're sitting there going, you put her in a dominatrix outfit.
Oh.
No? As we just lost 14 more.
Matt, have you ever seen Manchurian Candidate?
Yes, good movie.
She's actually quite attractive in that movie.
She is such a bitch in that movie. Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
Oh, who was the other guy? They redid it with Denzel Washington, but the other guy. Anyway, it's about the Korean War. These guys got captured during the Korean War, and they got brainwashed, and they're going to kill the president. One of them is going to kill the president. He's going to, or a senator or something who's running for president, and they're going to trigger him. They're going to say, that's a really good movie. Wow, Ron, for someone who doesn't like movies, to bring up the Manchurian Candidate.
They're going to kill the president. Is Reggie Jackson going to come in? Is he going to kill the queen too?
Yes.
Must kill
the queen. You know who's in that movie? O.J. Simpson.
Yes. We played plenty of references to that on the Tuesday stream.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Auntie Mame. My mother likes to be called Mame. M-A-M-E.
All right, OG. You want to keep talking about Star Wars?
No, because I don't want my blood pressure to go through the roof.
You get very upset about that.
There are things I get very passionate about when Disney has taken a beloved franchise that I have loved since my youth and grew up on and basically pooped all over it. Yeah, it tends to irritate me.
Well, here's the thing, just to give you my opinion on Star Wars. Again, how do you mess that up? It's Star Wars. OG Devin was kind of being funny, but he's right. Good score. Bad guys versus, it's a cowboy versus bad guys, whatever. I'm not, cowboys versus Indians or whatever you want to call it.
It's a Western, yeah.
It's a Western in space. And if you don't like that scenario, it's good guys, bad guys. It's Lone Ranger versus the evil people. How do you mess that up? With lightsabers and zip guns, I don't get it. I didn't like the prequels, to be honest with you. They were okay.
I didn't like.
I went and saw the third one in the theater and hated it.
It's too busy. There's too much stuff going on. Now, that being said, the stuff I did like in the prequel, I like when they fought General what's-his-face. He had all the arms. That was a fun little scene. I like that. That was some good stuff. I thought Christopher Lee, was it Christopher Lee? Yes. Count Dooku. I liked his character. Dooku, sorry.
Not Dooku.
Yeah.
My whole problem with the prequels is you go back to the original Star Wars and Sir Alec Guinness is sitting there as Obi-Wan and he's talking to Luke about his father and he just gushes about how good friends Anakin and he were, and he was his best friend and my best pupil and all this. And then we got the prequels and they're doing nothing but arguing continually. There is no development of friendship in that movie.
And then he basically does the Black Knight on him. He just chops him up, man.
Now, they waited 20 some odd years or almost.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Between the end of Return of the Jedi and then the first of the prequels. That's way too long.
And I did not know this, and then I guess we can get off the subject, but I didn't know they had all this literature out there too, that they could have picked so many good, cool stories I hear people talk about.
Disney didn't want to pick up the expanded universe because they would have had to pay everybody to pick up lore from the expanded universe.
Disney's in with the commies in China, so it doesn't matter. They got all the money in the world.
The expanded universe to me is canon. Disney is not canon. What Disney has done is just really bad fan fiction. It's not even official Star Wars in my mind, and in a lot of people's minds. There's a group out there called the Fandom Menace, and I like to consider myself part of it because, they've destroyed. Fandom disdain, exactly. Clone Wars, it definitely gives us the friendship building up between Anakin and Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan, that should have been in the prequels but wasn't. But I hate the simple fact that it had to be another series to actually show the two of them their friendship. It should have been in the prequels. And I hate Anakin's fall. It was just, goody two shoes, and then the next minute he's off the cliff killing kids. And I hate that. Oh, they're young.
I'm going to be children. They should have done that. They should have done that. They should have done that a little better. He should have converted the kids, not killed the kids. They were like, "Hey, listen. You like ice cream? Yeah, we got ice cream. You like puppies? Yeah, we got puppies. You like spaghetti? Yeah, I like it. Okay, yeah. You like Gladiator movie? No, wrong movie. But yeah, I didn't like that whole. Listen, I get it. They want to show the Siths as being these. Listen, I still want to see, and there's a story out there. Someone told me about an admiral, and I forgot his name.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah. Not everyone in the Empire can be a mega a-hole. It's just an impossibility. There's going to be normal people who are like, listen.
Well,
Yeah, I never had a problem with Mariano Rivera.
That's one thing that everybody forgets, because as soon as Palpatine rose to power and the Republic ended and shifted right into the Empire, 95% of the armed forces were still the armed forces of the Republic. They just put on different uniforms and were now Imperial rather than the Republic.
And you know what? That's what I mean. I mean, again, if you've not seen Clerks, they do one of the funniest things when they're talking about the whole debate on the blonde kid who runs the video store goes, just a bunch of radicals. You think they blow up the thing. There's innocent people on there, contractors. It was just a really funny concept. So that's where I get all my shtick from that, because I've thought about that. And to be honest with you, I've talked with my nephews and my brother-in-law and other people. I go, there's no way. And then I learned about the story through OG and a couple other people in the chat who are big Star Wars fans. There's no way everyone in the Empire is an a-hole. They should have gave you some guy who's a governor, right? They could have based it on that admiral character if they wanted to. He's in charge of a planet. I know I go back to this. Things run well. People like him. Things run well. No one's it's just, and they could have gave you that storyline. They could have had a little internal civil war where the Empire actually fights a little civil war or something like that. Something different. It's the same. Again, we know who's going to win. I'll tell you what, I'll be in shock if what's-her-face dies at the end. She's going to kill the bad guy. And I don't dislike her character, to be honest with you. I do. I know you do. I'm trying to be. I know you don't like her character, but you also
I dislike her more than I like Daenerys, and you know how much I dislike Daenerys.
Wow, that's a lot. Let me tell you something. Little Game of Thrones chat. I was watching that with Nurse Teresa, the final episode. I jumped up. I was cheering. I was jumping up and down, clapping, popcorn going all over the place. I went, the witch is dead. That was one of my favorite moments when Jon took his knife. Now, poor Fandom D saying, well, no, he's a Cersei fan, so he's probably with me on this. And he shivved her. I can't.
The highlight of the entire series for me was that moment when Jon shanked the blonde bitch.
I just never liked her character.
I never liked her character either. And you and I have said it 1,000 times.
I didn't like her in the book.
No.
I didn't like her on the show.
OG, I'm OG. Fandom's asking me if I'm going to play Jedi Fallen Order. I want to, but I am so skittish about any games that are coming out on computer here lately with the microtransactions. And what I do for most of my day when I'm taking care of Pepper and Corey is I watch videos. I watch a lot of videos. I keep up on gaming news, politics, a whole bunch of different stuff. And the stuff that EA, that Blizzard, that BioWare, and a lot of companies are pumping out, I'm real skittish about it. I want to.
A lot of those
I really love to play Fallen Order.
That has what he just said, Uncle Ron, microtransaction. I bought one game like that. It was a horrible zombie survival game, but it was on sale. This is years ago on Steam. When I first got on Steam, I was like, and I bought like 3 other copies for my friends. It is the worst freaking game I've ever played. So I come across this, and there's microtransactions in the game. So I'm like, I don't want to play microtransactions, but I want to play.
You made that mistake?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Yes, I did. It's the only time I did, right? So I come across this little like military base. I'm playing by myself it's a multiplayer game. Even though you're in the game by yourself, there's people who I got killed for a can of tuna fish. It was like, wow.
Told you to stay away from that pussy. You just don't listen.
I know. I should have stuck with the boobies. So I'm trying to be serious here, people.
Look, it's Ron's the instigator.
I know he always does it. Everyone's like, that Uncle Ron, he's a nice guy. That Al, he's horrible. And thank God for OG trying to reel in that animal. Jeez. Anyway, so I'm playing this zombie game, right? And I come across, I'm like, I'm going to go find these guys who killed me for my 1 can of tuna fish, right? And so I need a weapon. Because you come into the game, you have no weapons, right? They go, here's your flashlight. Good luck. I'm like, okay, great, right? So I'm like, I wander out. I pick up, there's a shotgun OG and Uncle Ron, right? I'm like, awesome. So there's only 3 shells in the shotgun. Well, I waste one trying to figure out how to shoot the weapon, right? Now I'm sitting there, I got 2 shells left. So I'm walking around. I'm going, well, if I can kill these guys, they didn't have guns. Well, one of them had a gun. But in my search for finding these guys who I'm never going to find, who killed me for my can of tuna fish, I come across like this little military base. I'm looking in there. I'm like, there's not that many zombies in there. I can do this with 2 shells in my shotgun, right? So I go in there, I sneak in, I kill a couple, I knock a couple other. Then there's way too many. I'm like, well, bad idea, Al. So I run away, and I'm like, you know what? What are these microtransaction things?
Oh no!
So I go in. I'm like, if I can take this little base here, I can get my friend Chris and Mike to come in. This will be our base. There's got to be supplies in there, right? So I buy 50 rounds of ammunition for the shotgun, and I buy
$49.95.
And I buy a katana sword
for $49.95.
Yeah, Ronco $9.99, right? Except
the inside the eggshell scrambler.
So now I go back in the game. Where are my 50 rounds of ammunition? Where's my katana sword? Don't have it. Where are my 50? And that's when I was like, you got to be kidding me. And that was my experience with microtransactions. They're out in hyperspace still. It's a horrible. Listen, if you like playing a game and you want to buy the microtransactions, by all means do so. When I buy a game, just charge me whatever I'm supposed to buy and give me the game. Don't give me you can play the first scenario, which is walk the dog, pick up his poop. And then we give you just a little touch. A
little touch. Sounds like The Sims.
Yeah. And then it's like you can see this much of the boobies, but not the whole thing. That's what microtransactions are. They're strippers.
The thing
AOL at 94 trying to download pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing about the microtransactions is just how predatory they become. Now, for free to play games, I totally get behind it. That's their source of income.
That's what they're gonna. But that being,
you pay $60
for a game,
for a game, and then they're still trying to microtransaction you on top of that. No. See, the good thing is I don't get sucked into the microtransactions. I've played a few mobile games. I've played a few free games.
But you're talking like the Rainbow Six type deals, which and
the NBA 2K, the new one that just came out, where it's.
Why do you think they're going more towards these crappy microtransactions and people just?
It makes them lots and lots. I'm not kidding you. They call them whales. When Mass Effect, the newest one, the one that destroyed the series, there was one guy that spent $15,000
just so he could be a good player.
Just buying stuff, the microtransactions. That's not even the worst.
That's
the worst
awful.
I ever heard of was someone spent $250,000 in RuneScape, $250,000. Some guy who was a business owner over in England did that. That's where the money is.
Yeah, but
these companies have realized that they do the because what it does is it feeds into they do the flashy casino type things, and it's the same thing the casinos do. It runs your dopamine up, and it's like, hey, it's that rush, it's that adrenaline surge, and if you're gonna get sucked into it, on you.
It's just like the thousands of dollars that were stolen out of an EVE Online account by someone else in the game. I've played that EVE Online, and there are learning curves. There's the Grand Canyon, and then there's Kilimanjaro on top of Everest, which is where EVE Online.
My gaming experience now, I want to sit down and play a game and enjoy it. I bought Borderlands. I haven't played no. I love it. I'm enjoying my sports sims. As you get older, you want something you can sit down, have a cup of coffee, debate what you want to do, go, why did I? But I do buy. Listen, I buy a lot of sports sim stuff. We all do. That's our genre. That's what we. Moran and myself. You're more military strategy. But
I've got a few sports sims too. I still wish Dave Koch would make his golf game multiplayer. I would love. That would
be fun. I don't know why he doesn't.
Us being able to do his skins.
Oh. That would be fun. That actually would be fun. Because I think Ron and I have talked about, like, he got the basketball game, and I got the hockey game, so we could, like, he's played with the hockey game.
I actually played the hockey.
I want to try it. And again, I know we bash Strat for other things, but I listen, I've never seen that before. I never had those games. So to me, it's all brand new.
Easy.
Yeah. Now, the thing with games, we'll just stick with the video games, right? I'll tell you, Red Dead Redemption 2, I hated. I played exactly 1 hour. I shit you not. I've never picked up that thing ever again. That was the worst piece of shit that I've ever played. Now, I enjoyed watching people play. I know that sounds stupid.
No,
because
I get that.
Because I watched Dog played through it. I watched
JD.
JD was fun playing. I've watched a couple other people. I enjoyed it. When I sat down to play, the character, one, it was a constant tutorial. I don't want a constant tutorial. The other thing was the characters just did not grab me. Okay. But again, that being said, I watched all of Dog stuff. I watched all of JD's.
A movie.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't in there. I could see for watching it was fine, but as far as playing it didn't seem interactive.
Ron, it was like my nephew who loved the first one like I did said the same thing. He got a little farther and it goes, it's a constant tutorial. I don't want to play a constant tutorial. This is how we do it. Let me go do what I want. I
remember at some point asking Dog, so when do you actually get to go off on your own?
That game is
Phantom D Saint, same thing. Like couldn't get into Red Dead Redemption.
3 hours before you actually get to a point where you can go free roam. So yeah, it's a while.
And so Borderlands, the new one, I am enjoying. I played with Dave Gardner. We had a lot of fun. We didn't stream it, but it was just really a lot of fun. And I got to get back to that. But that's something I can pick up and just sit and play. I like the character. I like the goofy character. I have a pet dog thing. It's a skag. It's fun. He's Mr. Sniffles, I call him. And I guess my nephew says I can change his name to Mr. Sniffles. And he's a good dog.
Is that the code word, Devin?
No, not the code word. So, but I these past few years, there is not a lot of video games that excite me. There's just not. I used to look forward to the Steam sale. I'd be like, this is awesome. I'll tell you one thing. I bought a game on Steam a couple sales back, maybe a couple years ago, more than a couple sales back, because I have 3 a year, if not more. It's Call of Juarez. I had more fun playing that than Red Dead Redemption 2. And they had weird kind of characters. Storyline was better. 100 times better. I think some of these video games, I like the cinematography, but I think they get caught up in that. I just want to play the game. There's something to be said. I go back to it. Left 4 Dead, the zombie game. You can pick it up at any time and play the game.
Crusader Kings 2, by the way, has gone free because they're working on Crusader Kings
3. They are working on Crusader Kings 3. It's going to be more of a role-playing game, and it's going to be multiplayer. You can play it with your friends.
Now, I played a game.
Your friends for long.
I played a game similar to that. I think it was called Stronghold. And that game, that's cutthroat. And again, they had microtransactions. I didn't do it in that game. But I got into a group of people. One of my friends played it. And it's an addictive game when you're at work and you're like, you going home for lunch? It's like, yeah, hey, check out, make sure my shit's still there. Because we were like together. Well, not like he's on the other side of the freaking world. I try to spawn in near him. And the closest we can put you is Kilimanjaro. What? That's the closest you're going to be. So he sent me a catapult guy one time. It says it'll be there in 3 days. It literally took 3 days. It was hilarious. You could track it, and the little catapults coming. But yeah, it's an addictive game when you sit up and play it till 3 a.m. to make sure your shit's still there. Yeah, that's what we used to do. And they had the magic chickens, the chickens that would walk through walls. You couldn't kill them. I'm like, if I could just make these chickens into soldiers, I'm pretty sure I could conquer this map. But yeah, it was a fun game. Addictive.
It's when you start dreaming about the game. Or you can't sleep because you're processing what you've done for the last 7 hours. Yeah,
I've done that's that. When I knew. I'll tell you how bad it got. I'm playing the game, right? I fend off some computer attacks. Then people can attack you, right? Now, I joined a club or whatever the hell it's called, right? Because I was all alone there. So
clan.
Yeah. Now, I didn't realize I joined the clan that was surrounded by all enemies. They're like, because no one else will let me join. They're like, we'll let you join. I'm like, cool. I should have asked a few more questions about that.
We'll let you join.
So no, then they were cool. So you could have like elections and stuff. Well, so I'm talking to the guy, and the guy was from England. He was really cool, right? And he's like, listen, we're surrounded by enemies. I'm like, that's okay. So then we got this pirate chick on our side. Like, she's played the game for years, and she's, how can I put this? She's played for so long that no one messes with her because it's just not worth it, right? Clans, she would give you stuff. It was awesome. I'm like, I need like, she goes, what? How many soldiers? Well, how many can you spare? I can give you 14 armies. I'll take them. Thank you. So you could like, this little portion that you're in, you could like have a governor, and we won the election. It was hilarious, right? He's like, listen, he goes, they're going to be asleep. Set your alarm. And we did this, right? We got up, and it was like this bizarro time, and we voted, and no one else voted, and we won. Well, that seemed to piss off that big clan that surrounded us, that we were actually in charge of the whole territory now, and they declared war on us, unbeknownst to me. And so, like, I'm sitting there and I'm watching my friend. I wake up and my friend's wiped out. Like, they had annihilated him. And so the girl sends a message going, hey, you better watch out. They're going to attack you. I'm like, who? And it's like, I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, these are like real people attacking. So like, I'm getting hit from all the sides. I'm fending them off, and I'm talking. They're talking trash. I'm talking trash, you know.
It sounds an awful lot like Eve.
Oh yeah. So now, I'm like, I'm done with this game. I fought them till 3 a.m. I fended off every attack, but I was so wiped out. The last message goes, it doesn't matter. You're done. And we still got like these other guys coming. I'm like, F you. I destroyed everything, and I quit out of the game, and I tried to set up a new thing, and they found me. I was like, oh my God, these people are demented. But yeah, that's an addictive. That's the most addictive game I played with Stronghold. I think that you probably think that sounds, it's just so addictive.
No, I absolutely hear you.
What was your addicting game, Ron?
I got
Besides sports sims.
No, I would say Eve. Because
now, tell us a little more about that. I'm not familiar with that game.
It's
It's your job. It's a job in space.
Exactly what it is. It's now 15, 16 years old. And you can play solo, which is my preferred way to play, because I don't want to fight. I'm not good at that sort of thing. I like to sit there and mine my rocks and make my money and do all that. But it's not a microtransaction game. You pay do
you have to pay like a fee to play online?
It's a subscription base.
Okay.
And you can bring in money and buy in-game money, or you can I guess you can do skill injectors so you can get smarter faster.
Yeah.
But it really is, the learning curve, as I said, is ridiculous. But yes, I mean, I remember sitting there once on a Saturday night. I got rook into a clan, which was fun. The guy was from Norway.
Yeah, it's fun. I have to. I agree.
And so it was my first thing ever on Discord. So he's in Norway, and we're voice chatting with someone watching a college football game, and I'm watching, and we're miners. We're not fighters, and we're someone paid to go to war with us. And so we're sitting there in ships that we don't belong in, either as bait or trying to shoot them. And,
let's put all the miners on those ships. They'll attack them first, then we get them.
That's exactly right. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But you could be whatever it is that you wanted to be. If you wanted to be a pirate, you could be a pirate. If you wanted to be a miner, you could be a miner. I mean, but it's extremely addictive. And as Devin said, it's a job. If you don't do it for like 3 or 4 hours a day, you're never going to progress. I mean, you have MMO, as Sean says.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some crazy Eve stories out there. Now I lost my train of thought.
Well, so that was your addictive game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when did you decide to stop, if you have?
I did stop. What made me want there? Because you really need to be in a clan to be successful, and then you move out into there's safe space, there's mid space, and then there's essentially lawless space. And so most people want to go out into this where there's no security and fight each other up, and like that's not what I wanted to do. I like
it. Now you didn't think again. I know different game, but I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah,
because
it's like I'm not here to fight. I'm here to relax. I'm here to mine stuff. I'm here to build stuff, and I'll sell you all the pew pew stuff you want. But I really don't want to get into, P versus P with ships.
Now I played a game, not addictive, but then we'll go to OG. Do you have an addictive game that you stopped playing?
Several dozens.
Well, pick one. We told you our horror stories.
I've been playing MMOs since the late 90s. I started with EverQuest, Dark Ages of Camelot, World of Warcraft, Star Trek Online. I mean, I have done a plethora of online.
Quick question. Which one was a pleasant surprise?
Dark Ages of Camelot.
Interesting.
That and Star Wars: The Old Republic. Storylines in Star Wars: The Old Republic is phenomenal. But my biggest moment, I eventually get to the point where I just have to stop playing MMO just because I'm bored with them. And I don't do the player versus player. I mean, when I was younger and my reactions were quicker, yeah, and that's kind of what Dark Ages of Camelot was. It was primarily not really PvP, but realm versus realm. You had 3 realms, Albion, Hibernia, and Midgard. And the 3 realms were always at war with each other, and you had the safe areas where you could just do, against the environment, level up, and then you had the player versus player area, which I sometimes went into because I did that when I was younger. But one of the core mechanics of the game is that there were 3 relics, and whenever a server started up, each realm would start off with one relic. Well, the point is you'd go in, bash the other players' castles down, steal their relic, and then bring it back to your place, and you get, each one of them gives the entire realm an extra bonus. You get all 3 of them. It's great. Well, the server that I was on, Midgard, we were outnumbered. it was the Hibernians and Albions just outnumbered. So we could never muster the strength to be able to push into the other realms and grab the relics. So we never had the relics. Well, one weekend, it was on like a Thursday morning. I don't know how it happened, but one of the biggest guilds managed in the wee hours of the morning to bust into the Albion lands. I think Hibernium had, grab all 3 relics and bring them back. Well, I get on that morning and we're under siege because Albion and Hibernia want those relics back. For 3 days, we were under unrelentless siege, and we had these castles. You could repair the gates. I played a troll, so I was really big, strong. I could carry a catapult around. You could set up catapults and launch catapults, and it was just the greatest time I ever had playing. I mean, it's like, all right, it's Friday night. I'm going to bed. 8 hours later, I wake up and the siege is still going on. 3 days. And then by Sunday night, eventually they just wore us down. I mean, because basically it was 2 against 1. But no, that weekend was probably one of the most glorious weekends I have ever had in gaming. So, and then they updated it and changed a whole bunch of stuff. And I said, F it, I'm out of here.
Yeah. The thing with Eve was that, I would mine my own stuff. I would take it, process it, had a plant, build my own stuff, shove it into a cargo ship, fly it under duress to the nearest trading market, set up my prices, fight with everyone else there as far as prices are concerned, hope it sold, made mistakes, but that was the gist of the game.
Yeah, but that's the part you like to play, so that's cool.
Did. That part I did, but again, it
becomes addictive. Listen, I'm not joking when I just said
every day.
Yeah, I would come home, and as soon as I was able to, I was on there playing Stronghold because my friend Chris and I were not playing microtransactions, so we had to play to get better, right? And we did okay, but yeah, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, he goes, "You want to start up that game again?" I went, "No." Remember how we were? He's like, yeah, and he started laughing. I mean, when I said you check my, like, I'd go home at lunch, he'd go home, and we'd check each other's stuff out to make sure you weren't getting attacked. Because you could set up your defense a certain way that if your castles, your troops would defend themselves. But yeah,
was that a real time game? I mean, this was
server
would go down for 15 minutes at 7 a.m. every morning and be back up.
It was.
And I had, because they come to get me ready for the day at 7:30. If I had a cargo ship full of crap that needed to go get sold, I had 15 minutes. Thankfully, I was only 3 jumps away from the regional area.
Yeah, so yours is real time too, exactly.
Yeah, so I know
mine was too. Yeah,
to open back up, get it all in there, and get it into through the safetiness to the merchant area, because there'd be people camping at the gates of the merchant area to blow you up,
to take your stuff.
Yeah, because that was, the whole point was it was pretty lawless. I gotta go in a minute too.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for OG to come. Oh, there's OG.
Okay,
So Random D Saint says good night. Happy.
See ya, Fandom.
Take care. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Now, Dave Little said it was Supercard on Android sucked him in for years. WWE. So yeah, there's always a game that does that. My most enjoyable video game play though was with the zombie maps for Call of Duty, when you just would meet people.
Some of you do some of that.
Yeah, but I mean, when I first started playing an online play, and you just meet some cool people around the world that you were buddies with until you just didn't play anymore. Like you just stopped playing. And I remember if I couldn't play with those certain 3 players, or, obviously with my nephews and my brother, I like playing. I didn't want to play because we knew everything, how we were going to play every map. And it was just fun. And to share a quick story before Uncle Ron goes, and then we'll head out, all of us, or unless OG wants to stay a little longer, that's fine. So it's a work night, right? And like we're on, it's all about levels. That's the way we play. Like how many waves we can survive, and we're after 50. I'm like, this is the greatest I've ever played. We're playing awesome, right? And they were much better players than I were. Long story short, I get killed. And as you're playing, if you host the game, if you quit out, the game's done. You don't get those.
Oh, it's on your server, essentially?
Yes, it's basically you're controlling the game. So I got killed. I was like, oh. And when you're playing on those higher levels, it takes a long time for that level to finish. I'm like, guys, I'm done. And they're like, you're not going to shut the game. No, I said, I'm going to leave the game on. So I left the PlayStation on with the TV on, right? And I put it on low. I woke up at like 4 a.m. and they're still playing. And I messaged and I put my headset on quick. I go, you guys are insane. And this guy's like, I have to go to work, but we're on. He's like, we're going to, I go, what are we? And I looked, I was like, holy crap, we're on like 80 something, right? I was like, awesome sauce. He goes, your guys got killed a million times because I go, well, yeah, I'm not there. And they laughed. And then I watched them play like they got annihilated. There's only 2 of them left because the other guy had to leave, right? And that was really fun, though. That was my funnest time of game playing, was that. So, Uncle Ron, was the funnest time for you game playing? What was it?
Oh, God.
Was it in college, whether it was card and dice or,
Yeah, I would say in college. We had the 90-91 cards for Strat-O-Matic Hockey, and somehow I made the finals of the league. Cool. And I had Lemieux, who had like 26 goals in 22 games, and the year that Brett Hull scored 86 on the same line.
Because that was a draft league, right?
Draft league.
Yeah.
And so, my God, I could just score. And I mean, I couldn't score anyplace else, but in hockey, I could score. And just boom, 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 boom. And so I got in the finals, and the guy had drafted a team that was pretty much all defense. And we did a 7-game final, and I think we went to overtime in game 7 before I lost. And just sharing, just having a good time with buddies.
Yeah. I think that's, you have all different types of camaraderie, whether you play sports or whether online, like for right now we have camaraderie. We haven't done this in a while. I enjoy this. It's camaraderie. And that was to play with those same 3. One guy was Canadian, one guy was English. And I'm sorry, two guys were from England, one guy was Canadian. And they were just fun to play with, just good guys, and they're just fun. I mean, I don't know what they were in real, like, but they're playing online with the best one was we're playing, and we were playing with, I'm not going to name the country, but probably Pepe Le Pew was their idol. And that's what I meant, the English guy, because we're playing and he wasn't talking, right? And I had saved the Pepe Le Pews a few times. And then when I went down, they were right next to me and they let me die, right? And the guy comes on and he called them every bad word you could call that ethnicity. And it was hilarious. And that was I like that guy. So, but yeah. So Uncle Ron, what's coming up on your channel? I know you're leaving us, and I don't know if
tomorrow.
Yes.
It's still not midnight here in the East Coast. Tomorrow is the American League Final for the that 60s tournament. And Tony Cogligliero and Carl Yastrzemski and the 67 Red Sox
woohoo!
Go to Baltimore to face the 69 Orioles. Winner will face the 60 Pirates in the best of 3. And we'll have a couple of football games for you next week, but I'm not sure when.
Okay. Well,
So,
Uncle Ron, thank you very much, my friend.
thank you.
Say hello and good night to Sarah.
Certainly will.
And I appreciate you taking some time out to spend us for our lunacy.
Not a problem. Great to see you both.
Take care.
All right. Good night.
Instigator.
He does. He leads me down the path. He leads me down the path.
That's for sure.
So, OG, we'll
Ow.
stay on for a little more or what?
I'm good.
All right, we'll stay on just for a little longer. So again, very excited about the lock and load. So if I understood it correctly, and I did enjoy that live stream, you have another one coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. It's on the tape on the air with Lock and Load, and we're going to be talking to Sean and Shane, the designer and art guy for one of the games that Lock and Load Publishing does.
They seem like a bunch of really nice fellas.
Oh, they are. They're really good people.
Were they all in Atlanta?
No, actually, on that stream. I was the only one that was in Atlanta.
Okay.
Now the Keith and Jeff were there as well.
Hello, Will.
Keith was the primary designer of the World of War game, the game we played down at Atlanta. Jeff kind of mostly helped him. They were there as well. But yeah, I was, so Jeff, Keith, and I, Johnny, sorry, we're the ones. David wanted to come, but he's having issues with the printer in China right now, and it's driving him up the wall, and he's not going to be happy until China gets the shipment on the containers on the ships for us that should have been on the containers and shipped to us.
Printing costs must be the biggest cost, I would think, because it's
huge. That's why.
Only because, again, our good friend Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming, Glory Days Boxing middleweight set coming out soon. Please check that out on Sideline Strategies. I own the heavyweight and lightweight set, and I'll just show you because I love the game and why it never auto focuses this freaking camera. But fun game, and I play it online a bit, and I play a lot of it offline, but fun game, Glory Days Boxing. The printing costs, he had a lot of difficulty with them. We hope to have Anthony on the channel pretty soon to talk about his high school football season. He's a high school football coach and other things about his channel and the Glory Days Boxing and some other news that he wants to tell us about. But yeah, so that's got to be a pain in the ass when
Well, David can get the games printed over in China for about $10. If he were to do it here in the States, it'd run him 50 to 60.
Which would increase his cost. See, that's why people
would
go
turn
with
around
it.
and increase things. Because I mean,
about
most of his games run about $70-$80 as it is. It's wargaming. It's a niche hobby. You're going to pay for it.
There's a game on Steam, a PC game. It's $78 or $82. Now, granted, it's supposed to be like one of the best. Now, I would never buy it because I'd be like, what? I just want to move there. Why can't I just move there? Tell me not to move there, but you didn't say I couldn't. And that's my biggest qualm with not your game, because I'm excited about Lock and Load because I watched the gameplay that Sunday night.
Yeah,
and again, it was tough because when you do, I think they did through StreamYard. I think.
Yeah, I did it through StreamYard, so
you can't. It's not a sharp picture. I don't recommend. Well, do whatever you want. Anybody. I don't mean you guys, but if you're streaming a game, OBS is free, and if you want to do anything else, that's fine. It's tough. StreamYard is tough when you're trying because it doesn't. Sometimes had a decent picture, and other times it was tough to see. But it looked like you clicked.
The thing is with StreamYard, you can't really have more than 5 or 6 people on it at a time, or it really starts to lag out. Yeah. So we had 6 people, I think, at the time.
It was a great. I enjoyed. Everyone had a good sense of humor. It was fun. They answered questions. But I'm looking forward to it. Now, the game, when it comes on to Steam, are they going to offer, like if you go to Lock and Load now, they have a bunch of games on there, a few PC and a bunch of board games. I keep looking at the zombie game, but I actually want something on PC because I have a limited space. It works for boxing. It works for
Strat. It works for,
I can't, I still want to somehow set up that Tobruk game I have, but I might just set it up to show it and you and I could talk about it. But I really am looking for, and again, I have almost every scenario for Order of Battle. And I like that game. I haven't played in a while, but I do like that game. I've played other couple of what I call almost like Axis and Allies type games. They're fun enough. But I'm looking forward to and I tried the Tiller game. No knock against the Tiller game. It just you've
got to really dig into.
It was very confusing to me just to move.
It's not beginner friendly. It really isn't.
So. Because I've watched I think this Operation Sea Lion was Tiller. I think.
I actually still play that every once in a while. I'll break it out.
How's it going?
I'm probably not going to achieve my goals in time, but I don't know. Since Fog of War's on, I don't really know how bad I'm beating the. Basically, it's come into a giant traffic simulator at this point. It's just very, very few road networks for me to try to get my divisions along, and I'm fighting for road networks, not necessarily for cities.
What game was it? One of the games I have, not Order of Battle, but once you were done with the scenario, it was one of the Axis and Allies type of games.
They'd go back and do a replay?
No, it was even better. You could just continue to play.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't know if Tiller games do that. I don't think the campaigns do that. I think they end at a set time. But there are games, usually 4X games like Stellaris and Civilization. It's like you get to a point, it's like, well, all right, game's over, but you can keep playing if you want. So it's like, okay.
Because that was one of the, I had, it's a World War II sandbox. I think that's literally what it's called. And I had that on my Kindle. And I played that, and I played that, and I played that. It was so much fun. Wow, that was actually one I should have mentioned. That was addictive, but I could put it down, but that was fun to play. And then I ended up getting it, even though I had to pay for it on Steam. I thought it was a reasonable price. I played it for a while. It was fun, but you could play the scenario, but you had to do something within like a second or something. Like it says you want to continue. Like if you went to look at something to see, and it was like, yeah, the game's done. It's hard to explain, but it was easier to do it on the Kindle. My question with the any of the games you played on PC, the ones that have scenarios you can set up, is it hard to set up, say, I'll just do like a DNBN foo or a specific?
It depends on if the engine allows you to create your own scenarios. Like the John Tiller, yeah, you can do it, but you've actually got to break into a separate program. Sometimes the games will have a battle generator, and the Lock and Load Tactical Digital will come out with a battle generator. It's not really on the top of the list, where you can pick, right, we want this.
They were talking about that on the last stream, on that stream.
Yeah, but can you put in your own maps? No, but if you want to do Dien Bien Phu, it's like, all right, just take
10 to 1
and VC forces or whatever, and then just, have scenarios that way. Okay, sorry. I don't know which one of us he's talking about, but it all comes down to the program. Sometimes the programs will let you set up your own scenarios. there's one Operational Art of War. No, is it Operational Art? Yeah, Operational Art of War 4 that just came out. I think it's got a Dien Bien Phu scenario in it, and that one's got a pretty good. If you're willing to dig into it, you can make up your own scenarios and modules and stuff like that. So, but it all comes down to if the engine allows you to create your own, and if it's in the same time period. Granted, you take something like, Order of Battle, that doesn't really extend too much to modern day or even the 50s or even Korea, so you're not going to be able to replicate it in that. So there are very few programs out there that would be
Order of Battle is very much you buy their scenario, which they go on sale. I have every scenario. I haven't played them all, but they're fun. I got to get OG on to help me with anything naval. I'm horrible at naval battles. I lose them all the time. But yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to the Lock and Load, and I hope they have. So is he just going to have, or is Lock and Load going to have that one game release on Steam?
Well, what it is, the plan is for more Lock and Load games to get ported over. I know he's talking about World at War, a couple others to get the computer treatment as well. It just takes time.
Okay.
And he's only got a couple decent programmers right now, and it's just one-man crews. It's like Lock and Load Tactical Digital. Yep. It's just one guy. I mean, that's it. Just Tom Proudmoore is the only one who's doing the work on it. He's also doing the Nations at War, which is another World War II game, but again, that's just one guy who's working on it. I'm in the beta for that, and I haven't seen an update from that in months, so I don't know what the status of that is.
So Lock and Load on their page, not the Steam, but on their page, they have World War II games.
Mm-hmm.
They have Vietnam. They have a zombie game.
They do have the zombie
I think they have a Civil
They've
War.
got some Civil War games.
Yep.
They've got a whole plethora of stuff.
And that's tabletop though.
Yes,
those were all tabletop.
The only computer games that Lock and Load has right now is Command Operations, and they didn't even really do Command Operations. It's just David bought the licensing from it, and he's the publisher for the Command Operations. And I tried the beta for the Command Operations. That's like I only have so much time in my life to dig into complicated games in that one.
Yeah, see, that's I just, again, I don't mean to keep going back to Order of Battle. It's pretty user friendly.
Yeah,
that's, and I have a couple of those on my wish list. Mm-hmm. On Steam, but then I look at it, I go, it's the same game, different time. You know what I mean? I don't need to get this. It's a clone of that.
That Order of Battle is a clone of Panzer General 3, which is a clone of Panzer General 2, which is a clone of Panzer General 1. Fantasy General 2 that just came out a couple months back is a clone of it. I mean, there's a lot of clones because it's an easy system that can be programmed relatively easy.
And I have to admit, I do like that type of strategy game better than the what's that called? My friend used to play it for a long time, was really good at it. World War II. It's you set up, you build little guys, and your Germans are American. No. Something company.
Company of Heroes.
Yeah.
That's I stay away from that.
That's insane. I watched that live on I think it was Twitch. It had to be Twitch. It was insane. It was insane how quick those guys move and do their things. But I don't even like, and I used to like the the Total War series. Mm-hmm. I just enjoy the hex games that play like a board game better. You sit, you relax, you play the game.
You can do your turn as leisurely as you want. It's not like things are streaming in real time.
Because I think with the Total War, again, I got back into trying to play them when they had a sale. I bought a lot of them because I said, I remember playing Rome 2 Total War. I loved it in Rome, and they got to make those controls a little easier for older people. I'm like, oh my God. I think if you're being attacked, your guys should automatically turn around. I shouldn't have to sit there and go, hey, dummies. They're shooting you from over there, and that's what I do like about the Hex games. What I didn't like about Tiller, and again, it was the demo, Grenada, and poor OG. I think he was on. I don't even think we did the Discord yet, but I don't know how I kept like messaging him. I don't understand this. I can't move my my dudes. And
yeah, like I said, that's not the Tiller games are not very intuitive, and how
they're fun though. I can see where people like playing them. I've watched you play. That's why I was like, oh, I want to learn how to play this, but I don't have the time to.
No, there's a lot going on underneath.
Would you say with lock and load,
lock and load's much easier,
much user friendly?
Because I mean, when you click on a unit in lock and load, and then you drag the cursor, it'll show you the movement lines that you'll actually take. And if it will say, click this button to move here. You cursor over an enemy guy, and it will say, push this button to fire at him, push this button to run into hand.
See, that's why I'm looking forward to this, because I think it's not that there's anything wrong with Order of Battle. There's not. But I think this, I just want something, I'm looking forward to this. And I don't mind. So, you get the basic game.
Yeah, what the plan is that the basic starter kit engine is going to be free, and that's going to have 4 scenarios with it: two from Normandy, 2 from Vietnam, and then you're going to, like Order of Battle, you're going to be able to buy modules that have scenarios in them.
And I see for that, I think that's perfectly reasonable, because there's a lot of scenarios, and my God, if they put all the scenarios in there, no one would buy their game. It'd be too expensive.
Right. And that's why we've broken it down. And honestly, if you put them all in, there's people that just have no interest in modern, and there's people that have no interest in East Front. I mean, they just want to play Normandy, D-Day, the Bulge. So why make them pay $60 for a game that's going to have scenarios that they're never going to play in it? Whereas we can just give you the base engine and then charge you $15 for a module.
And that's reasonable to me.
And the great thing about the Heroes of Normandy, there's like 55 scenarios in it. So that's got like 3 modules right there. And the Vietnam one's only got like 1 or 2 modules if we add in all the compendium stuff. And, the plan is to take.
Do you know if they'll have Caisson or Tet Offensive? Will that be a module? Or is that too big? Is a Tet Offensive too big for a module?
Would be big. There are scenarios that cover Tet and Wei in case, or in the Vietnam expansion and in the compendiums. So there will be some, but to do the entire campaign at the squad level.
No. So would they have Caisson?
I think there's a Caisson scenario. Okay. Yeah.
That's another one.
I haven't gone over most of the Vietnam stuff. My focus is just, the World War II stuff.
Right.
So that's what
I've how was you're doing a board version?
I'm doing a full box set for Lock and Load Tactical.
And they were very happy for the last time you showed. Yes. They were very happy with what you did.
Not only are they very well, the biggest thing, for the most part, the base game is about 90% done. I still need to get some feedback from my playtesters. We're just looking for artists right now to do the counter art.
ID Gesture brought up something on his stream today, and if you like military strategies, please, Grenadiers.
Panzer Grenadier.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. And it was very interesting. He goes, the game's a good game, but if I understood him correctly, he's going, now look at their game board. Pretty bland. These are my words. And then he goes, look at this other, I can't remember who used that. He goes, you see how, he goes, I understand why people, he goes, don't want to play this game, but want to play that game. He goes, but this game is actually good. It's just, he goes, they need, and they see, I think he had said they started doing it where they make their maps a little more visually pleasing. I guess
has had to do that. Yes.
Yeah. I guess it's the immersion factor, right? You want to be, whether it's sports sims, whether it's even a video game, there is an immersion factor in a video game. However, like I like the look of it or the play of it. But yeah, with a board game, I've watched, like when Todd Itinerary Hobbyist is different, but they play the miniatures, but the immersion there is really cool. Why would, I guess it's cheaper just to do the boards the way they do, but I think when I saw that board that you guys had, my God, I wanted one. I just wanted it. I'm like, how much? I want it. Because that was cool. Now they made that right? They made that board.
Well, Mark did. Mark's a fan of the game system. He doesn't work for the company, but Mark made that. He 3D printed all that up.
That was incredible.
I wanted to do an interview when I was in Atlanta, but we just didn't have the time.
Now,
exactly going through
that would be really cool if you did do an interview with him on your or whatever on your channel.
That's the plan. He's been under the weather the last couple of days.
Oh, I hope you guys both can. So, I mean, it's so much fun. I don't play a lot of military sims, but I'll play on occasion. But I love listening to you guys talk about it because I'm interested in that stuff, and we will do the Battle of the Coral Sea at some point in time. You've been busy, and I've had issues.
Yeah,
but we'll pick a day because that's going to be a lot of fun. If you could not a World War II scenario, not World War II, what would be something that you would like to, I'm going to say design. I don't know if that's the right word. Like what you're doing now for Lock and Load, non-World War II, what would be one of them?
Oh, Cold War gone hot.
You like that because you were in the military.
NATO versus Warsaw Pact.
Yeah.
That was.
So what would
Cold War veteran? So
because and hats off. You're a veteran. So thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
And Veterans Day is coming up. I should have said it earlier. Never forget what those fine men and women have done for our country. What would your scenario encompass?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I could do it at the tactical level, the strategic, the operational. I mean, there's so much you can do with a game. Good
night, Sean.
I don't know.
What other time periods besides the Cold War, World War II might tickle your fancy?
Civil War.
Civil Wars are
maybe a little bit Napoleonics. World War I has no interest for me. So basically anything from the end of the Civil War up to about 1930, I have zero interest in.
The thing that fascinates me with World War I, there's a lot of things, but Gallipoli, again, that's one. I actually, again, one of the a game very similar on a PC, a version of an Axis and Allies with slightly more strategy where you have to build. Well, Axis and Allies was a pretty fun game though, but a World War I, I'm not saying it's highly accurate, but they had a Gallipoli scenario that I played that I was actually winning till the game crashed because I think it was like, you're winning, you shouldn't be winning, but I was winning. That interests me. Again, you know the way I think. I'm always looking at that. So yeah. I played Gettysburg. It's like sort of like Total War.
Ultimate General.
I think it's that. Yeah, it's one battle. It's one battle. It's Gettysburg.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking.
And
they actually expanded on that and made it into a campaign game for the entire war. There was a separate game they did. Yeah.
Again, I'm not good with it. I did enjoy the couple of times I played it. It was more of a learning thing for me, just to say, because they set up the battle the way it exactly took place.
Yep.
So
I could never win that as the Confederates. So,
but I think I do like my favorite type of military strategy is that what I call on a PC the hex. It's a board game basically. It's a hexagon. I do like that. It's at your leisure, and you can play it. Will there be the other question? I guess like with Order of Battle, you can actually play, my terminology, easy, normal, hard.
There are a lot of scenario settings. It's called scenario balance, and you can make it as it's supposed to be, or you can give yourself advantage, you can give the computer advantage. Now, so you can make it so you have lots and lots of advantages.
And I'll just tell you, I normally don't like to play. I don't play usually on stuff on hard, but I like to play on just regular. But when I first started playing Order of Battle, just to get the hang of it, I did play some scenarios on easy.
There's nothing wrong with playing scenarios on easy, especially when you're learning the interface and just learning how the units interact and how things are supposed to work.
I still don't get the. It's just me. It's not. With Order of Battle, you have points or something like to bring in reinforcements, and I still mess that up. That's why I'm really, when I play that game, and Singapore is another battle that fascinates me, and that's the one I actually won because I really concentrated. I actually won that 3 times. And then I said, let me play it one. Well, no, I won, lost because I made a mistake. And then I won the one. I actually have a video up. It was fun. It was like almost 3 hours, but I know no one watched it. But you don't realize how you're just enjoying it, and I'm playing. But it was fascinating to me because I could add armor that they didn't have. They gave me the opportunity to do that, and it was fun. What I learned in that game in OG is explained actually how to do it, and I still don't do it right. The how to bring in your reserves. You can only have so many reserves. I learned right off the bat, think about what I really want early because I mess up late with, I thought I could bring these guys in, and I can't. So that's something, I still have to figure. I'm still not clear on. I mean, I understand it, but I'm like, well, I got the points. I should be able to.
Well, you're also limited by how many slots you can have for.
Yeah, that's what it is, and I don't.
If you're not aware of that and you kind of lose track of it,
that's why I always make sure in the beginning I really think out what I want. They give you the objectives. And what's cool about Order of Battle, because that's the one I play the most. A lot of the scenarios I play on the losing. I mean, they really lose. You can't win. No matter what, you can't win. But what you can do is play that scenario to the best of your ability. And I played MacArthur at the Philippines when the first time, your whole point is a slowdown tactic. And it's really interesting when you can't. You have to stick to the objectives.
You're just trying to do better than what history did.
Yeah, and it's just kind of interesting. As the contrary, like if you're playing a shooter game online with people who do not understand the objectives, and you're like, I just want kills. I'm like, yes, but we're going to lose. Do you understand that?
I don't care. I just want to shoot something.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Lock and Load. I'm happy it's on Steam.
Yeah, you will probably be able to slide into that even easier than what you did with Order of Battle.
I think so. I'm really, because I listened to you guys talk. I watched the little demonstration. And
the thing about that is you and I can play against each other too at the same time.
And you can kill me, and that's awesome.
You might kill me.
I doubt it.
But
don't. You know what would be fun now that you just said that? If there was a co-op mode. I don't think there's ever been in that type of game a co-op mode where you could sit down and
sit. Really. I mean, if you get to the really big grand strategies like Hearts of Iron and Crusader Kings and Stellaris, then you can do co-op, you can do teams against the computer, but on the tactical or strategic level,
it wouldn't work. You don't think?
I don't think it wouldn't work. It's just nobody's ever bothered to program it because I don't think there's that much of a demand for it.
No, it's just I like playing co-op with a lot of things.
Well, that's that's the thing with me too. I mean, I got away from the player versus player years and years and years ago.
And you know what? Which you have Borderlands 2, right?
Borderlands 2.
We still have to play that co-op.
Play that, yeah.
That's
another one that I used to love playing co-op too was Gears of War 3.
I never that wasn't. Oh, you know what they have now? My friend told me at work, and then we're gonna end this in a little bit. We'll just talk a little more Lock and Load. On the PC, you can get Xbox games.
Yeah, the Microsoft Game Pass. And
yes.
Yep. It's $15 a month, and basically access to all the Microsoft games.
And the first month, if I understood correctly, is $1.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah.
I've looked at it.
Have you done that?
I've thought about. I mean, that's. Do I need? I've got almost 200.
Right.
Do I
Me
really?
Too. And I don't even play all those, but I just thought it'd be fun because there's a couple of games. Outlander. Outworld.
Outer Worlds. That one. Yes. That my roommate and I both want to get that game, but
now that is out, but not on Steam yet.
No, it's Epic 6-month store exclusive.
Oh, it's one of those things.
And it's on Microsoft Pass.
Yes. It is on Pass. That's what he was saying. He goes, listen, for $1, you can go on there and play it for a month.
Yep. And Outer World is supposed to be phenomenal.
Yeah. It plays like Fallout, but better.
It was done by Obsidian, which is the guys that did Fallout New Vegas, and who did the original Fallout back in the 80s. So
I bought it on sale. Fallout, I think 3. It was
in Washington D.C.
It's when the bomb hit, like they kill your wife and take the kid. Is that the right one?
That's
the one
That was the most recent one before.
Oh, Boston, and you go to Boston.
Yeah.
That's where it is. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And it was fun, but it's one of those games. Oh, Sean.
Yep.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to. If you have an email address, I don't want him to put his email there because that would. Let me give you my an email address, and you can email me, Sean. Yeah, we would love for you to join.
The biggest thing with the Fallout games is that Fallout are okay games. The mods is what makes the Fallout games.
That's just like the zombie games. The mods are
exactly.
The mod maps are better than the real maps.
I mean, when I was playing Fallout 76, and I've got well over 150 hours in it, I probably was running 20 different mods at the time. I mean, I want more grass, I want more greenery, I want this, I want that. And so the mods fix a lot of the problems that not BioWare, EA, whoever did it, had in the game, but they never bothered to patch. And if you play the vanilla game, it's got a lot of bugs in it. And this is one of the problems that Fallout 76 ran into, because Fallout 76 can't be modded. So it's a crappy game from the get-go, and nobody can make it better because it's an online game. And I don't even want to get into the subscription fees that they're putting into now and everything else. Yeah, no, Fallout 76 is an absolute freaking disaster. But
yeah, that's the online one. A lot of people are disappointed with that. I'm just typing in an email address that Sean can email me, and I can.
Not a problem.
Okay. Hopefully I typed that in right. Al Red Sox fan 6775 at gmail.com. And if my dyslexia didn't kick in, we'll get an email from Sean at some point. And if it did, I apologize. So yeah, so there's I've been looking at that game. Again, I need to get back in. Well, I don't need to. I'm going to get back into Borderlands when I want to, because nothing is a need to do. But I'm happy with Borderlands. That's a fun game. I do like Borderlands 3. It plays better than the prequels. It's just Borderlands. It's rinse and repeat. It's
the one game that I've actually started playing here, and it's free to play now, so I didn't have to shut. But it's got microtransactions. But if you stay away from the microtransactions,
you're okay.
It's just still a fun little shooter. Is Destiny 2? Something.
Destiny 2, yes.
Destiny 2. Yeah.
Now, is that free on the Steam?
Yeah, it's free
because it's free on PlayStation.
Yeah, it was.
We can play that one together,
Yeah, we probably could.
I'm going to download, because my friend's been wanting to play Destiny 2. We play Destiny.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a looter shooter like Borderlands. It doesn't have the humor of Borderlands.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, I played I bought Destiny 1 because it was supposed to be like Borderlands. No comedy, but it was good. No really short. Some of the missions were real fun to play with your friends, though. Holy cow, are they fun! So that's a good one. That's a good one.
Destiny 2. I mean, it's basically Call of Duty, post-apocalypse, sci-fi, fantasy, and I'm okay with that. But as long as
it's a good game. It's a good.
There is a PvP aspect, but you have to.
You don't have to do it though. You can still be successful without doing it. The thing with Destiny 1. It got to when you're done, you could keep playing, but what was the sense to look for purple stuff? It was boring.
They kind of realized it in Destiny 2. And evidently, if you just want to go through the storyline, if you know what you're doing, it takes you a day and a half, 2 days tops. The point is to get to max level, and then it opens up all these different. You run the dungeons, you run the raids, the in-game stuff that I typically don't like doing to begin with. But it's got plenty of events. There's the bounties that you can.
That was the other thing.
Going out just shooting stuff.
Yeah, the other thing in Destiny was you could join someone else's thing. That was wild.
Yes. Yeah.
That was pretty cool, because they say, hey, this is coming up. This guy's wanted. Go help this guy. And the boss would be like this mega boss, and it'd be like 15 people trying to kill him. It reminded me of that game Dog played almost a little bit when it had those scenarios. Was it Final Fantasy?
Yeah, he's played a lot of Final Fantasy. That's what Destiny is. You get to the end game, and it's all about running the dungeons and running the raids with groups of people, so you can get the slightly shinier purple item than you've got.
Yeah. But see, that's where I always enjoyed Borderlands. You just played the game. And you can go on, and sometimes I go on when I was playing Borderlands 2 on. I've already played through it like twice way back when, and I got it on the. I think I got that for free on the PS4 because I'm that member.
Yeah.
You pay once a year so you can stream their games online or something, or play in their servers. They did it because Xbox did it, and they were like, well, we can make money too. So they started doing it. They never did it before till a few years back. But what they do is, well, at first they give you crappy games, but now you can actually get a lot of decent games. And as long as you don't lose the games, even if you stop, you can't play them. I shouldn't say that. You do lose the games once you stop. But if you do it again, they're right there in your library.
Right.
And I started playing Borderlands 2 again. I was doing the missions. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go shoot bandits in the head. Let me take out my sniper rifle and go to that town that they're all level 3s, and I'm a 15. Let me just have a good old time popping their zits.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now I hope Borderlands, that they didn't. I don't know if they did because Halloween passed. But one of my favorite things, Borderlands 1, the Monster Island thing was awesome. That was
Zombie
just
Island
fun.
of Dr. Ned.
That's still my favorite. That's still my favorite. OG.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. It's been a great time. What is coming up on your channel? And tomorrow with the Lock and Load.
Tomorrow on the air with Lock and Load Publishing, and even if you just go to the Lock and Load Publishing Facebook group or their YouTube channel.
YouTube channel is literally called Lock and Load, right?
Yeah, Lock and Load Publishing.
Lock and Load Pub. Do you have a link? Put it in the.
Yep. Let me go ahead and bring up.
And I tell you what, it was a fun. If I can make it there live, I enjoyed that a lot. I just sat. I thought I was going to watch for 10 minutes. I was there to the end. I didn't come right at the.
One of the good things is we've got a couple personalities that are really, really dynamic. Me, one of them, obviously, but Dan, our buddy Dan, he's
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he's really, really a very, very dynamic personality, and he runs a little YouTube show called No Enemies Here, and it's basically every Saturday he puts out a video over all the stuff that's gone on in the previous week in the wargaming community.
Wow.
So yeah, he puts a lot of work. He just got himself a green screen, and he was messing around with it in today's episode, and it was kind of funny to see him floating around on the green screen. So let me go to.
It was highly enjoyable, that stream, and I look forward to it again.
Yeah. So okay, I actually had to go to the Facebook or go to the YouTube. So that should be. Let's see. Should click that, and yep, that takes.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the Lock and Load.
Lock and Load, and it'll stream through there. And let me go ahead and pull up on the air with Lock and Load. So.
Is that the Facebook or the YouTube?
This is the YouTube.
Okay.
Because they've got a couple YouTube channels. But as you can, if you go to the Lock and Load Publishing, you'll see he's got a reminder on the air with Lock and Load Publishing, season 1, episode 6, point blank, and he's got the picture with Shane and Sean there.
Oh my God!
Beatles Eternal.
Yes.
Wow.
How are you, my friend?
Dead.
No, he's there. That's awesome. Lock and Load. He's very excited.
So let me find.
Hello, Beatles.
But yeah, I mean, we stream it through everything possible, and there's like probably a half a dozen Facebook groups for Lock and Load, and we link it all through there and everything like that. So
well, I did enjoy that stream. That was a lot of fun.
Let's see.
How's everything going, my friend Beatles? We're bringing it to an end here, but it's always good to see. Now, if we just see Dog.
Yeah, if we can get Dog back.
That'd be awesome.
I miss chatting movies with Dog.
Yeah.
So
I want to try to finish that Ben-Hur without the video. That sucks what they did to him.
Yeah.
That just soured him so much.
Oh, I don't doubt it, because they smacked him with the banhammer, and so I get it. They've been turning into real friggin' fascists here lately on
here's what I don't understand.
Content creators and demonetizing.
I think I found 4 streams. And again, you explained why they did it. I get why they did it. But I found 4 videos with almost the same exact footage that we're online. So I don't get, it's just too bad. And I guess because we were live. So
I don't, I don't know why they smacked him like they did, but they did. But
I hope Dog comes back. We'd like to get him on the show. And now, is it possible when you guys are ready, if get yourself and maybe someone else from Lock and Load and it wouldn't be like this. This is Saturday Chat with Al.
Saturday.
This scares away more people when I'm saying, hey, you want to come in?
Doesn't count.
Oh my God. I say, you want to come on and we'll talk about
us.
The card. I love the card collecting guys. They will not come out. They're like, yeah, no. I'm like, no, that's a joke. This is ha-has. This is for fun. I mean, yeah, it's like R-rated at times. I don't even think it's okay at times. I say
it's R-rated.
It's R-rated at times. But this is for fun. I go, I'd like to just the whole concept of how you make stuff. I just love like picking your brain with things. It's just fascinating to me. I'm not bullshitting you. It's fascinating to me. So
well, some aspects of it are fascinating. Other aspects are deadly boring. But
that's
take the good with the bad, I reckon.
Facts of life.
That's true.
And on that note, Beatles, Clinton, and Beatles. Now I still have to get used to the clicking thing. I did the stream on the 70s Strat set, the gem set, right? And I forgot I could click on it. I'm like, why aren't these things popping up? I'm thinking like they should come. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. But a lot of fun, OG. Thank you very much. Look forward to Lock and Load on Steam. Now, what's the projected possible November this month?
Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
That David mentioned that it should be available for purchase by Thanksgiving.
So
don't shoot me if it doesn't come out by then. But
right around that time period, we'll say.
Right.
Okay.
And remember, this is going to be the base engine, which is going to be free, which is going to give you 4 scenarios,
and you can play it to see if you like it and if it works on your computer.
And the modules you can buy, the first 2 batches of modules that are being released are the Normandy modules, which I think there's going to be 3 or 4 different packs of Normandy modules, and then the 1 pack of the Vietnam era modules, and then we're just going to be working on getting the rest of the scenario.
Now, what's interesting to me about the base game, the free, you get World War II scenario, and you said you're getting a Vietnam scenario.
Yep. 2 World War II scenarios, 2 Vietnam era scenarios.
That's pretty cool because you're getting 2 distinct, different types of
2 different flavors of battle.
Flavor of battle. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Why did that go?
Yeah, Beatles.
What did he say?
You might do a ball game tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Look forward to it. If I don't catch it live, I will catch it on demand. All right, OG, thank you very much. To everyone who joined us in the chat, it's always fun. We get a little funny, a little ridiculous. Try to make you laugh and smile. Life is hard enough if you can't joke around.
Pull us back on track.
And then OG always trying to reel us in, which he does. And Ron, Uncle Ron, we love you. He does lead me down the path of least sanity.
Bad instigator.
So
bad man. So,
but anyway, thank you to everyone. Health and happiness. Happy Veterans Day coming up. Especially to OG, Clinton Parks, and everyone else who served, Dog, but everybody. So many more, regardless of whether you're friends of the channel or friends of the community, anybody. Remember those who sacrificed. So thank you very much to our veterans. OG, thank you. Thank you to the chat. You know what's coming, folks. Peace. Love you all. You're supposed to say that thing. Say that thing.
Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section.
Awesome sauce. Peace.
Peace. See ya.